Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Primetime MMA Fight Night 15. EK Slick taking on his fellow competitor in EK Jakey. Up at 170, we have an interesting debut. MVP Michael Venom Page, Bellator's own, will be going up against the Nigerian nightmare in Kamaru Usman. Joining me in the booth today, as always, is the boss man himself, Cyrez the Looney. Cyrez, how we doing?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Glad as always to be calling these fights, especially with yourself in the booth, my man. Hyped as always. As you said, Michael Venom Page making his debut, an interesting one. I was hyped for it, my man. When I saw the fight poster, I didn't even know until I saw the fight poster today, and then I was like, oh shit, we're having MVP come through and making his debut. You know that there's going to be killer action in the main event, brother. But yeah, honestly, I can't wait for it, my man. As you see here, we're going to be having some absolutely stacked fights top to bottom. There is one little amendment to that card. We're going to be starting off with a little bit of an earlier fight, which is going to be between the gentleman TK Perp up against BSD Diesel. With that all being said, though, brother, as you see, like I said, top to bottom stacked. We're going to be having a little bit later on in the card. Mike Tran coming through. Mike Train coming up against FSK Ricardo. Yeah, just for the vibes, Ricardo, brother, there to throw hands. The FSK boy's been doing really, really good work, so it'll be interesting to see what Mike Tran could, do against him. Obviously, Bang Bang beat Joshua a little bit later on as well there, Bane. Is there any particular fights that stand out to yourself, brother?
There's two competitors on this card that I've watched with interest for a while now. One of them is deep in that main card, and a body snatcher himself, Taco Boy, rising through the primetime ranks. I have followed this guy's career since he was sitting, hidden in the prelims. But after performance and entertaining the masses, Taco Boy with the opportunity of a lifetime here, right before that top of the main card. I mean, this placement for him is is insane. That's exposure. But another fighter on this one who's still down there in the prelims, Purple Urkel, taking on Megatone. We all know Purple Urkel versus Magical Cloud. Max Holloway clipping, or rather Conor McGregor clipping Max Holloway 30 seconds in. That's still my favorite highlight of all time. That was insane. So I'm very interested to see what Urkel can bring tonight down at 135. Spires, I'm going to let you get us into this one, though. The first fight of the evening, TK Perp versus the body-snatching Degree Diesel.
Hells yes, bro. Hells yes. They're currently loading in. I didn't quite get to see who they were using, but it looks like a Jakey and Poirier matchup, so lightweight is where we're at. Always a fun mix-up, or matchup, I should say, with these two guys. They always bring the action. Have, pretty good grappling all round, especially, on top. And then, obviously, those powerful, powerful hands to go with it there, Bane. It's going to make for an action-packed bout.
Oh, absolutely. This one, of course, took place back in 2018 and was a Fight of the Year contender. Let's see if that's replicated tonight. Good shots early from Poirier. Diamond landing to the midsection. Gaethje, a little bit more patient in the pocket. Leg kick there, lands lead uppercut, Cyrus.
Yeah, starting out nice and quickly, and you like to see it, using that jab to find his range, gets your opponent to back off a little bit, be a little bit more hesitant about how they're entering that pocket. Wonder if he's going to start, mixing up to the body a little bit and starting to try and get his opponent to dip his hands to land those big power shots over the top, as Gaethje always loves to do.
The Louisianan is experiencing a slight reach advantage. Southpaw versus Orthodox matchup to start things off. Oh, good midsection work here from Poirier. Body kick lands.
Yes, sir.
Through the first couple minutes, Cyrez, it does seem that Gaethje is a step behind TK Perp. Perp really leading and dictating the pace and cognizant of what's coming at him. This guy's very defensively aware.
Yeah, he really, really is. He's been doing a great job of just slightly getting out of their range. It's a big uppercut right there from Gaethje, but one of the biggest things that are going into the favor of TK Perp is just that Derbinator seems to be missing a lot of shots, and particularly kicks, my man, and that's attacking his stamina really, really heavily in the first 2 minutes of this opening round.
Oh, once again, that roundhouse is slamming into the ribs of the body snatcher and Diesel, but look at that left hook from Gaethje. The highlight has that flush KO power like we mentioned, but Poirier also has power. Big knockdown for Perp.
Jesus, he's coming on quickly, my man. You said that he wanted to get out on the prelims. He's making his case this evening, trying to get his hands going often and early. Sets Gaethje down again.
Massive left hand. This could be it. Body snatcher looks like he's about to get snatched.
Oh, the slithering of health left for Gaethje does all he can to survive, but once again, TK Perp raining down ground and pound from this full mount postured position. Good work by Derbinator, though, just about to survive over that massive barrage that came his way, Bane.
This is absolutely survival instincts on full display. Gaethje trying to stay in this one. Poirier trying to end it. Lot of power coming from Poirier. 1 minute 15. Big judo throw, hip toss there, Cyrus.
Absolutely loving to see this, Bane. The fact that he's able to mix all of this together, he's utilizing the grappling really, really well. Already ahead in the fight after landing some very, very clean shots, and quite honestly, Derbinator's going to be feeling in a world of pain right now. Definitely needs to compose himself, bring that thing back to the center, and try to turn the tides, because Perp is looking on fire, brother.
Half guard position here for Poirier, not posturing up. Gaethje trying to transition, blocked and denied from the diamond. You can see there's a couple lacerations that have opened up on the left side of the face. And look at this ground and pound. That's it. That is it. 20 seconds remain. Not needed. TK Perp gets the stoppage courtesy of some beautiful ground and pound striking. The diamond cuts up the highlight tonight, Cyrus.
Phenomenal performance. What a way to kick off this card. TK Perp definitely looking real good. This was one of those fights we came in very short notice. It was meant to be booked. We thought that it wasn't going to happen. I'm very glad that it did, because it allowed that man to showcase his skill to its absolute utmost. What a performance from TK Perp. Going to be feeling very happy with himself. And look at how clean that is. Over a 50% clip on everything he landed. Phenomenal work, man. Phenomenal.
31 significant strikes to that Louisianan corner. 31 strikes overall landed for Gaethje. That truly was a shutout through 4 minutes. What a way to start off Primetime MMA Fight Night 15. EK Slick versus EK Jakey. Now moving onwards and upwards, we're dropping a couple pounds, Cyrus, going to 145.
That we are. LW Havoc up against the TMF Toolit in the featherweight. Like you say, it's always fun matchups between these two guys. They're interesting stylistic matchups, like to push the pace quite heavily. Just before we take a moment to jump into that though, Bane, I believe we're being joined by our third man in the booth this evening, Mr. Pudgy. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, I finally made it to the late night show. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hell yeah, brother. I mean, I fully feel it. My man's a little bit behind the schedule, but glad that you're with us there, Pudgy. Making it perfectly on time for this first fight, or the second fight of the card. As you met, I don't know if you called it there, brother. So LW Havoc up against TMF Toolit. They seem to be using Anthony Pettis and Max Holloway. We know how dangerous Max Holloway is in the game. Even himself saying that he's a little bit broken, right? So got to be a little bit careful of his hands and that cardio, because it's a problematic combination, right? All of the strikes and the speed in which he's able to do that, Bane.
Referencing the statistics, 4.5-star stand-up for Showtime. Blessed, only 4-star stand-up officially. That punch power at 85 really hinders the former featherweight champion. 90 power on Pettis' side. So if we're talking about pop in the punches, Cyrez, we're going to be going to that red corner.
Yes.
Great kick to start things off from both gentlemen.
Yeah, starting out nice and quickly. You would imagine that Toolit's going to want to try and work the punches more than the kicks. I mean, obviously, Havoc's going to have a huge kicking advantage, being the Showtime Anthony Pettis. We already see him go for a nice little oblique kick into the spin to the body, working it beautifully, and that's intelligent work, Pudgy, making sure to get the Max Holloway player a little bit gassed as early as you can.
Oh yeah, that's going to be very, very critical. I would say for most people who go against Max Holloway's, I mean, even on the ground, it's very dangerous. Even though when you think that Max Holloway is not as efficient, but either way, man, Max Holloway in any division, whether it's feather or lightweight, he's definitely definitely a problem there. So either way, for whoever controls Max Holloway, it's always somewhat of a favorite, I would say. What would you say, Ben?
Talking about creative striking, that's what I'm saying. These guys are unloading with the unorthodox angles and entries. Big cartwheel miss right there from Showtime.
No.
I have to think. Toolit is dipping to the body with that left hand sometimes, and Pettis is catching him with the hooks. So I think if Toolit really wants to have success as this fight progresses, he needs to be a little more patient and try to set things up more, Pudge.
Yes, sir.
Now, with all of this, right, my man, they're going so unorthodox, like you say. I mean, Havoc with this sort of style is going to be maybe a little bit gassed unless that power is able to get off, but doing a great job of landing off the cage right there, even if it was on the block. Nice work.
Havoc is going airborne tonight midway through the first round. These guys are delivering. I love the feints as well. You don't see guys going for Superman punches and then canceling it to feint. Really, really good job of laying the traps down, but neither guy falling into it. Big kick right there from Holloway.
Yeah, oh, but now he gets rocked himself. Holloway isn't often in this position, but now finds himself with his back up against the cage, and Pettis looking for those flashy kicks. Gotta love to see it.
Man, good job by Toolit by surviving that, man, because he was almost done with that head held.
He's definitely stumbling backwards. 90 seconds remain. You can see Pettis once again going airborne, trying to make the nickname really living up to it. Oh! What is that? No way!
Oh.
A double cartwheel kick from both sides. Anthony Pettis getting the worst of it. Max Blessed Holloway now posturing up with 60 seconds left in this opening round. What a moment!
Jesus, my man. Talk about creativity. Talking about living and dying by the sword.
Man, he almost took his freaking neck off with that.
He really did, bro. Really did. Getting unorthodox. You see him feinting the Superman punch. Nice knee to the face from Havoc. I'd like to see, honestly, Havoc go a little bit more composed, a little bit more, kind of technical, dial it back a little bit. I think he may catch Toolit going with these creative strikes. Obviously, as this goes out, though, I mean,
once again. Anthony Pettis trying that cartwheel kick through the first 5 minutes. Have to think Toolit might be up around, probably with that interesting knockdown. Probably it's going to count officially. You can see big cut on the forehead of Showtime. Have to mention to you both, 97 recovery for Blessed, 93 for Showtime. Fresher fighter coming off the stool in round 2. Pudge, who do you think it's going to be?
I'm going to give it to Havoc, man. But at the same time, I don't know how I feel about that, because that's a very crucial moment right here. So,
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to stand off.
I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh at that end. And then the second one, I didn't realize. I thought he kicked him in the leg. He didn't. He kicked him straight to the groin. I'm surprised there wasn't a point taken from that one. Anthony Pettis was able to recover pretty well. So those diamond cups doing a great job for him. Thankful to his sponsors giving him such a durable cup in that one.
Have to thank Cutman for Pettis. Did a great job of sewing that laceration up with some Vaseline, probably coming out here not bleeding. You can see the canceling is continuing. Big combination there from Havoc.
Yeah, the only thing I don't know, he's kind of getting into the pocket and has to be a little bit careful taking pictures. Doing a great job of landing damage. That was close. Jesus, the spins are everything
right there. This is just so much from Havoc in terms of trying to spin and win, not landing too frequently, but when it does, Pudgy, a lot of significance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's it! It's over! It's over! 2 lit stops! Havoc in what is an insane finish from an insane fight! Cyrus, what was this?
Brother, I don't even know what to say about that one. Absolutely crazy action. I'm going to say to you, it may not have been the most pretty technical bout, but my God, did these guys come to throw down. Didn't matter whether it be in the car park, in Primetime's cage, they wanted to take each other's head off, and he was able to accomplish that with a Max Holloway cartwheel kick.
Oh my
fun as fuck, man. That's great.
Through the first 5 minutes, Havoc, the one that was really trying to throw those cartwheel kicks and make it work, live and die by that strike, I guess, is what occurred. Pudge, what did you make of that matchup at 145?
Man, I almost spit my food out, man. I was like, oh, shit. that cartwheel kick was legendary. 2 lit. Hey, man, props to you, my man. Havoc, you did a fantastic job, man. I think it was great, even match. But 2 lit, he just hit that right there on the button, man. Like, I don't even know, man.
You can see Purple Urkel in the Twitch chat. KO of the night already. That's it. We'll see, Urkel, if you can follow that up later. Right now, though, we've got AJ's Rye Jones versus EK Elitist at 155. This one will conclude the early prelims. We will be getting into the prelims after it with Honoros versus Uology. But for now, AJ's versus EK, Pudge. That's a good matchup right there in terms of just camp versus camp.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Versus the AJS versus EK. I actually faced both of these guys. I faced off with Rye Jones in the RFC, if I'm not mistaken. And then I faced EK Elitist in the ranked. And both competitors are very tough. They were definitely no pushovers. I think I definitely defeated them both. But other than that, EK Lewis, he definitely has really good boxing skills. Rye Jones is pretty effective as well, too, with his striking as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we got going on between these two guys. Cyrus, what do you think, man?
Well, quite honestly, I've never had the pleasure of fighting either of them, but I will say that I'm very, very familiar with, of course, their camps. The EK, some of the best, if not one of the best camps on the scene, doing great work as of recently, securing titles within this promotion, obviously doing great on the ESFL scene and others as well. AJS boys, though, they have some of the most unorthodox striking that's incredibly efficient. Obviously, you see some of the meta combinations. They don't like that. They'll throw, because they're calf players, kind of traditionally, they have a lot of unorthodox combinations that you may not have seen, and we've seen how quickly that people like, the boss man of AJS himself come out there and spinning kick somebody in the face in about 45 seconds. It can catch you off guard. But with all of that being said, Bane, I'm not 100% sure, but I think EK Elitist is actually one of the owners of EK. He's been around the scene for a very, very long time and is definitely going to be a threat going into this fight.
You can see each guy testing out the picks, going back and forth. Seems that we're going to get Diamond locked in on one side. Max Holloway coming back, right? Cartwheel kick KO in the previous fight. Let's see if the best is truly blessed in this one at 155.
Yeah, let's get it, guys.
Have to think these two have faced off twice inside the octagon. Poirier getting the better of those ones. We'll see if that streak can continue, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's quite honestly, I seen him do the little switch up at the very, very end. Then EK Elitist, I think he was looking to do something else. I don't know if his opponent's going to be too happy with that, but this is the perfect time to get that frustration out. Try to land those hands straight on the chin. Not going to be an easy task, though. If anybody's going to be able to do it, it may be the power of Poirier, especially with that recent update that he's got. I believe he's obviously his power and a couple of the other stats went up a little bit, and I've noticed myself that he's definitely a problem in this lightweight, even more so than he was a little while ago.
There are a ton of significant statistical differences between these two. A big rock early. Holloway down. EK Elitist on the ground. Here comes Poirier.
Oh my God.
This is bad for Elitist.
That was 1-2 shots away maximum there, Pudgy.
Oh, that was not good, man. Oh my God! There goes that flip.
Training with the likes of Jakey, B, and Slick that we're going to see in our main event later on. We know that this guy's going to have some grappling chops, able to weather that early Stormbane, turning the tides now. We're going to have to see what work Max Holloway is going to be able to do on the ground.
You can see the 4-star submissions of Poirier, always a threat. The guillotine attempt right there. Always love seeing a little bit of a ghillie inside the octagon through the first 2 minutes, though. Lot of action. Now a triangle. Oh, great work.
Yeah, he's tracking relatively well so far, but the escape does seem like it's going to be imminent. Those first submission attempts often just to find the opportunity. I mean, his stamina is actually on the low end as well. Surprising that he got up there, Bane. With such low stamina.
Have to think Poirier going to need to take a deep breath. Midway point of this first round, EK Elitist early adversity, but now mounting somewhat of a comeback, putting it on the former interim champ, Pudgy. What do you think Poirier needs to do?
I think Poirier just needs to just be more patient and just chill out, man. I would say let the opposition just kind of come to him. But if he wants to kind of push on that pressure, then he can definitely do that if he likes.
It's kind of like one of those Yoel Romero sort of treatments, right? Timed explosions, timed aggression, because as you say there, Pudgy, I mean, you're going to have a little bit of a cardio advantage if you're using a Max Holloway, but you know that with the power of Poirier, all you need is a couple clean shots to compromise that chin and allow you to continue to push forward with that momentum.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. To be honest with you, man, I don't know how Dustin is not actually a 5-star fighter at this point. I really just don't know. It really took EA forever to even put my man's up in the third rank, even though he should be in front of Khabib. But other than that, I think that he would be one of those guys that definitely needs to move past Khabib personally on the EA ranks. But hey, that's just me.
EK Elitist is getting the timing down as this first round is coming to a close, really dictating the pace and sort of frustrating AJ's Right Jones, kind of just coming into the combinations with 1s, with 2s, just being the more precise fighter. You can see Poirier diminishing success. Now he shoots for a takedown.
Ooh, yeah, good takedown defense with Elitist here.
Now, it's interesting to note that currently Elitist is having he was having slight disadvantages in terms of the stamina, but landed some beautiful shots to close out that round, equalized it out greatly. How do you see that? How do you see that round? I mean, it was very, very back and forth, but with the rocks, you gotta go towards Poirier, right? Just have a little look. Yeah, you got the double rocks. I thought as much. Double rocks, very close in terms of statistics outside of that, but those rocks definitely edging Poirier in. Ahead in this one, and that may be the determining factor. Is that power that he has in those hands.
Oh man, no glove touch, man. My man said, let's just get this habit. Oh, that head rock.
Wrong time to sway. You zig when you should have zagged. Poirier eats that one to the dome. Shin to chin action to start things off in this second round, Cyrus.
Yeah, you go in nicely. This is exactly what EK Elitist needed. Precision work, just trying to snipe with his shots. He's got a cardio advantage after that early rock now and continues to use that straight, in an educated way, just stopping and interrupting that clinch attempt that was coming his way from Right Jones. We see it once again right there, landing on the button there, Pudge.
Oh, yeah, man. One thing I actually will say, though, I actually learned about that drop. I've learned about using the straight more from learning from Marshall Mine here. Early in the early days here, just using that straight actually stops a good 50% of the incoming attacks.
Yes.
It just kind of costs a little more of the stamina, but if some people can kind of work between an educated jab and also an educated straight, man, it's very dangerous.
I'm absolutely loving there's just the devil is in the detail, and EK Elitist using the absolute most subtle of techniques to get some big damage off. The little stutter steps to the left and left, right, back and forth, and landing good combinations. But now Right Jones also doing the same.
You have to always mind your P's and Q's, dot the I's, cross the T's. AJ's Ry Jones is an opportunist. If he has a moment, he'll make the most of it. Standing guillotine attempt here, canceled midway through this second round. It is insane to see the adjustments that EK Elitist has been able to make, right? Like you said, small tactical changes with the 1-2s, getting the timing down, lunging with these strikes. It is lighting up the head of AJ's Ry Jones. Ry Jones needs to fire back.
Yeah, and I know personally as well there, and I know you've experienced it yourself, Pudgy, those lunging strikes, they actually do great hit stun damage and can affect you and bleed through the block very, very nicely. Although it does cost a little bit more stamina, they are very, very useful tactics to get your opponent stuck in the mud.
And you don't really see too many people actually using lunges these days because they're kind of afraid that they might get countered very heavily. It's almost like a... almost like a heavy payday, but it's also a great loss too. That's how I look at it sometimes.
Yeah. Once again,
these clinch attempts through the first 4 minutes have not been there for AJ's Ry Jones. Full Tide Plum here for Holloway. Blessed getting inside that pocket again, firing the 2 Cyrez.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the 2-man, just right down the barrel. I'm very surprised that overhand landed. The straight is actually meant to be a physical counter for the overhand. It's meant to stop it, but as you can see, the stamina is so low. Max Holloway starting to run away with it.
That is it! EK Elitist silences AJ's Ry Jones. Massive knee as the second round was coming to a close to send the former interim champion packing back to Louisiana.
My God. I mean, what a way to close out that show. Excellent showing for EK Elitist. Early adversity, turning it around, using that straight perfectly. Knee in the clinch for the finish. You don't often see a knockout that cleanly from that clinch position. Beautiful work, and should be holding his head very, very high. Excellent way to close out those early prelims, Pudge, for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. My man's really caught a bean pot to the face on the way down for that one. So,
Love it.
Big shout out to PFL Virtual Fight League in the Twitch chat. Hope you guys are having a great evening. As mentioned by Cyrez, early prelims are now over. We're moving into the prelims, starting things off down there. We're going to be going to the flyweights. So continuing our descent through the weight classes, Honoros versus Oology.
Yes, sir. And I mean, both of these guys having, mixed performances within the league so far. They have a wide variety of skill sets and how they like to approach their game. So I wonder how they're going to approach each other in this one. Especially in this flyweight, there are slightly more limited picks, at least from my perspective. But with those more limiting picks, I do feel like there's a nice variation between striking and grappling, and it allows you to really, really choose a style that's going to match your skills there, Pudge.
Oh yeah, man. I just feel like I wish that the choices were just more. I feel like there probably would be more people as EA would add them on, but yeah, I would say people in the flyweight division, they typically go with either the DJ or TJ Dillashaw, even the John Dotson, Henry Cejudo. Mainly the ones that you'll recognize, but I like using Pantoja. I'm not going to lie. I like using him in the flyweight. He has really good submissions, man.
Nice, okay. So just a little bit of notice, sorry to interrupt you there, Bane. It would appear that Oology is actually part of AJS, so an interesting thing to note that man is part of AJS, training with some of the gentlemen we saw just in the previous fight, of course. We know, like I said, that he's a dangerous starter. So, yeah, definitely hyped to see what he's able to do up against Andrios.
Referencing the official betting line, submissions have closed. Late money came in on Oology. 55% of y'all thinking that slight favorite is going to get it done. 45% to Honoros. Let's see down at 125 who will be victorious.
Starts for me. Don't know what that post menu was about. Maybe a little bit of a mispress. Mispress has to be a little bit careful not to eat a front kick to the face with one of those.
Now, obviously, the biggest question down at flyweight is the chin of Dillashaw. 90.
What?
I think his controller disconnected there.
It very well may have. This doesn't look great. I mean, fair play to his opponent. His name says Toxic Carnivore, but he's being pretty nice about this right now. Okay, we're going to come back to it. I don't know what quite happened with that one. Give us just a moment to apologize. These guys obviously having some technical issues, but we're going to get straight back to it and see what's going on. See if we've got any word from the back on it. Okay, no, sorry, they have jumped straight back in, so it just appears there was a bit of a technical issue with it, and they're going to get straight back at it.
Gives us more time to discuss the matchup between the Messenger, of course, former double champion before he retired, and former bantamweight king TJ Dillashaw. I have to think each guy very well versed in grappling. Cejudo obviously getting the edge with his Olympic experience and pedigree in that realm. TJ Dillashaw, 5-star striking down at 125, Pudge.
Let's get it, man. One thing I'll say about with TJ Dillashaw, man, he's really good in the flyweight division. I feel like he's more faster. He's more efficient in flyweight versus bantamweight, personally. But I think this is always a good classic matchup between Dillashaw and Cejudo, man. Cejudo just has those little T-Rex arms, but once they connect, man, geez, man, they'll send your head to outer space. So you just got to be careful. I think that people who use the Cejudo pick is mainly, all ground strikers for the most part. They don't really try to use most of his actual, like, throwing punches and stuff like that. They just kind of mix it up, but it's pretty good either way.
Big miss right there. Left hook. Cejudo lands on the chin of TJ. Dillashaw, of course, victorious over Sandhagen not too long ago. Midway through this one, looking good here, Cyrez.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, at least in my opinion, if you're playing a Henry Cejudo, you need to be the one leading the dance. And right now, he's trying to do that, trying to march forward, but it doesn't look like Onrius is, allowing him any space, really getting in his face and landing some of those power shots with TJ.
Definitely a lot of pressure coming from that blue corner, but you have to think Cejudo right there started to make the adjustments with the jab, pepper the face of the former bantamweight king, and I think that will unlock a lot of other offensive strikes that are inside the arsenal. 2:35 remain. Cejudo getting to work with the strikes.
Yeah, you cannot disrespect the power.
Yeah, I think Cejudo is just looking for the pull counter here. I think that if he's not careful, though, that's probably going to, kind of, bite him in the ass later on. If he's not too careful, but I think as long as he kind of maintains that good distance, I think he should be okay. But good takedown.
Cejudo completes it, shoots for the ankle, and dumps Dillashaw onto the canvas. Dillashaw moving over, transitioning, get up is not there, Pudge.
Nice work. Little short bunny shots landing to the body. This is exactly where you want to be if you're Henry Cejudo. Definitely has power in his hands, but able to utilize some of that grappling. Not for too long, though. The stand-up for Onrius was directly on, but now eating some hands, babe.
The Messenger sending a message right here through 4 minutes. Landing on the chin. Onrius has to be cognizant inside the pocket. We've discussed the power that Cejudo brings, but interestingly enough, when you look at the statistics, it's 95 across both sides. Board is even with the punch power.
Yeah, and right now I think Onrius is doing a pretty good job of mixing it up, varying it to the leg, the body, and the head. Allows, as you can see, his opponent not really sure where to block. He keeps feathering the low block, and once again, another body kick lands for Onrius. Beautiful work.
Very beautiful indeed, man. This I don't even know how to really even judge this one right here, man. It's very even, it's very contested. I would say if I had to give it to anybody so far, I'd probably have to give it to Aology right now.
Very possibly. He did get that takedown, right? I wonder if we're going to see the statistics in between round. It does appear that we're going to. Very even, but as you said, a little bit of an edge towards Aology. Great round from him there, Bane.
Have to think, yeah, the 4-strike differential with significance, 15 to Cejudo, 11 to the former king at 135, Dillashaw. I have to think red corner is going to get that first round, but again, very evenly contested. I think Onrius's path to victory might be rooted in more patience. As this fight progresses, you as Pudge mentioned earlier, right? The pull counter is what it seems to be on the other side, right? Let him throw that and try to counter the counter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And you've definitely got to lock down those routes, right, Pudgy? When your opponents, especially pressuring fairly heavily, you get one of those big pull counters with the power of somebody like Cejudo. It can really send you to the nether realm on a very quick schedule, my man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know what? And one thing I'll say to everybody who's listening all in the chat, man. Whoever gets, I would say pushed back towards the cage, I think a lot of people don't really utilize the actual push when someone gets stunned. I think that's one thing that I think some people can maybe try to implement in their game a little bit. That's what I've been starting to do, and it kind of throws off the opponent because, you push them and they're looking to, give you, 2 or 3 good hooks. Good denial by Onrius there.
Yeah, and on that point there, Pudgy, I mean, if you're using somebody like the hardest hitting 145er, you may even end up ending the fight with that shove. So definitely a technique that you can look to employ against your opponent, especially if they're a little bit, weak sauce.
The little heathen school of ruining fights Cejudo. Here comes the messenger. Anaros is down. This could be it. Toxic Carnivore is eating some meat right now. Anaros down again.
These big shots landing, took the air straight out of Pudgy's lungs and trying to take his consciousness from him. Dillashaw out. Beautiful work from Ology.
Oh my God, man! I'm over here coughing up beans, and I'm not even eating beans. Oh my God!
Pudge is struggling. That spectacular finish, courtesy of a big overhand stun. Anaros stumbling backwards, just didn't seem like he had the wherewithal to change, clinch up, shoot for a takedown, strike back. He sort of stumbled backwards to the cage, and Henry Cejudo gets the finish. Beautiful work from the messenger.
With those land percentages, the damage he was able to land, the early rocks, I mean, that's a very, very clean performance for him. You know, it was a little bit back and forth, but when he got going, you know, and TJ just not able to overcome that adversity, you know, eating too many power shots. Beautiful, beautiful work for Toxic Carnivore, something like that. Yeah, this man, ology.
It's easier to say than oology. I wasn't sure if I'm pronouncing that one. It's not very phonetic.
Yeah.
But either way, we're going to be stacking on some more pounds, going back up to 145 for King Zion versus AJ's Crazy Dragon.
I am interested in these two guys. I mean, Crazy Dragon was somebody that was around a little while ago. Took a little bit of a break from the scene, coming back in a big way. Or so I've heard. He's been making advancements in his game, and I've heard a lot about King Zion as well. I actually called his fight fairly recently, I do believe, on the VFL 26 card. That they had fairly recently. I think it was yesterday that it was airing. So yeah, that was it was a really fun fight to call. I'm interested to see how he goes up against the AJS campmate in Crazy Dragon, of course. VFL run by the AJS boys. Those guys very, very experienced, and with the addition of Crazy Dragon, you know that he's going to be a very, very dangerous all-around threat.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. I think that if I'm not mistaken, Crazy Dragon actually used to be ICB Crazy Dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, brother. Maybe he'll correct us, or one of the guys in the back will get on to us, but I believe so, brother. I believe so.
The betting is closed. 100% of the pot goes to AJ's Crazy Dragon. 1.5K riding on that member King Zion, netting 0% of the bets.
Damn, I should have put down a little parlay on that one. All right, Zion, as we see with Brand ticket.
I just looked at your comment in the chat, man. Yes, eating beans.
T-City taking on the former king, the legend of Rio de Janeiro, Jose Aldo. Have to think that the grappling will be in T-City's favor, but the striking, all the former featherweight king.
Yeah, 100%, and at least in my opinion, especially if you're using Aldo up against somebody like Brian Ortega, you need to chop that wood early. Otherwise, you're going to get put on your back like this, and Zion doing it with little resistance. Nice entry on that takedown.
Good
nice backside.
Defense. 96.
Here they go, moving now, taking the back is Crazy Dragon, sticking to him like glue, and he's dangerous in all positions, looking to rain down the ground and pound with Jose Aldo.
Not where T-City wants to be, just eating those on the chin. Kind of taking pictures at Crazy Dragon as Dragon's bringing the thunder and the lightning with the ground and pound. 3:30 remaining in this opening round. And Pudgy, it's kind of concerning if you're going to pick Ortega and now you're getting controlled on the ground.
Yeah, that's not so much of a good look there. But at the end of the day, man, like however you choose to kind of use your your character, is beyond me. But how I look at it as is that he just needs to be patient and just work on denials, and I think that's going to be his best bet. I think that if someone gets defeated on the ground with Ortega,
yeah, well, this is the thing though, brother. I don't know if you've ever trained jits yourself, but they say that every time you get punched in the face, you drop from a black belt to a brown belt. From a brown belt, so on and so forth. So, and I can understand it. You start taking damage, you start to feel a little bit flustered, you start to rush those positions, and maybe that's what's happening to King Zion, having his game plan turned on its head at this early midway point of the first round.
If we are abiding by the rules of the belts descending, then King Zion went from a black belt to his first day at jiu-jitsu practice with the first couple minutes of this fight.
But they say, oh, you're a grappler now. Well, he's a striker in this one. He's changing it around, trying to get those hands going, but Aldo going with a big spin kick, trying to make sure that he touches him at least on the block with everything that he's able to throw.
Oh, big shot right there from T-City. Gets it down, shot for the hips, and pulls it through. Great completion. Aldo, though, again, adept on the ground. Big transition right there, Pudge.
Oh, I think this might be where Zion actually wanted to be.
He said he. Yeah, I mean, look, this is going to be a hard one to get, but he is decent. If he's able to get one of those transitions over, he can start to go up a little bit quicker, but the escape is imminent. The defense on point for Crazy Dragon. Looks like he's escaping with relative ease, and now the ground and pound likely coming the way of his opponent there, Bane. Not a great place if you're Brian Ortega with 35 seconds left on that clock.
Not at all, and now you can just see he's trying to chain the submissions together with no success. Defender strikes coming, touching the chin of T-City, more like Pain City right now. That head is just taking so much damage through this first 5 minutes. Have to think Jose Aldo going to be comfortable with lighting him up on the feet as we approach this second set of 5 minutes. Big left hand right there.
Yeah, Crazy Dragon doing beautiful work thus far there, Pudgy, able to land a number of beautiful shots and, you know, probably demoralizing his opponent, beating him for the majority of the round in where he was likely to have the advantage, being in those ground and pound positions or grappling situations.
Yeah, I think Aldo did an amazing job actually just doing his, you know, doing his thing from backside there mainly. Even when he was in full guard, he did a very fantastic job there. I think T-City's just trying to give, you know, a feel session, you know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to see how he is. But I think once he gets working on some transition denials, I think that might be his key to victory there.
Crazy Dragon showing why everybody voted for him in the first place. T-City does land the takedown. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Have to think, Cyrez, it is... concerning, I would think, right, mentally, if you're shooting for takedowns and then immediately getting transitioned, you'd want to see an adjustment to the game plan. T-City not really making one as we approach this first minute of the second round.
Yeah, he seems to be wanting to get it to the ground, thinking that statistic advantage for Brian Ortega is going to be enough, but it's all about the person controlling those pads and making sure that you are being diligent in your defense, not rushing those transitions, because they, you know, a good player is going to recognize that you're just staying incredibly active and wait to get those easy denials off, Pudgy, which, you know, really does start to compound into a very, very bad night for you.
Yeah, it does. I think that you're just, you know, just very reckless and you're just not really, you know, just breathing per se, you know. I think that's a, you know, that's a downfall for a lot of people these days. And he gets the flip.
Massive moment here for Ortega. T-City now coming alive. King Zion needs to make the most of this opportunity now in full guard, touching up the ribs. Have to think that first round could potentially be in 10-8 territory purely because of just the control time and dominance that Crazy Dragon showed. T-City now getting a little bit more dynamic with the transitions, flips it and reverses it like a burger, Cyrez.
Yeah, just I love it. Man, these guys are so active on the ground. I mean, it's just very impressive that Crazy Dragon has been able to reverse these positions so often, and honestly with relatively little opposition. You know, he's doing a great job of building up that GA, getting these denials off, showing that he's got those grappling chops to hang with anybody, and the confidence to do it, like you say, against a Brian Ortega just shows, you know, shows his confidence.
Eating these shots, Pudgy, it's a weird tactic, blocking the ground and pound with your face. I don't know if I would advise that.
Nah, I don't think so, man. It's definitely not a good recipe for defense there. I would say, excuse me, guys. I would say in this defense, man, Zion has to figure out, like, he gotta post those, man. You gotta post them. That's the key to victory right there, is posting those hooks.
That's it. That's it.
This could be.
Oh.
King Zion eating everything on this ground and pound train from Crazy Dragon. Crazy Dragon impressing greatly through 10 minutes, and I think that we might be approaching the end of the fight. How much more can T-City take, Cyrez?
Oh, I mean, not much more at all there, brother. Just literally surviving with a Nat's cock of health. I mean, it's just a tiny slithering of health each and every time that ground and pound coming his way. Once again, raining down bombs, but just a right amount of head movement, able to pull him back down and get the separation. Not a lot of time left in the second round, but gotta be thinking that Aldo's feeling all sorts of confident going into that third and final round. Potentially going to be looking for a finish, but just an incredibly clean performance from Crazy Dragon so far.
Yeah.
5 minutes remain. The King of Rio dominating through 10 minutes. T-City will absolutely need a stoppage if he wants to get his hand raised. You can see the striking, how Crazy Dragon mixed it up through those first 2 rounds is really something to see. Mixing it up to the body, going to the head. Haven't seen a ton of those patented leg kicks, but no touch of gloves. Big kick right there from T-City.
I mean, what do you do if you're here, Zion? Sorry, what do you do if you're here there, Pudgy? If you're Zion?
If I'm Zion, I would actually try to work on try to drain his stamina, because now since it's the 3rd round, I think that all those stamina is going to start going down tremendously. So I think that if you could try to work on getting his stamina down more, because you can even see once he starts to get transition denials, he's just like, it's going to start going down very, very dramatically there. So I think that he just wants to try to take this back down to the ground and just work on getting on the transition denial train there.
Yeah, potentially looking for a submission opportunity there, Bane. Now lots of ground and pound, though.
Oh my God.
T-City Ortega landing with bad intentions. King Zion content to still stay through the entirety of this one. Great De La Hiva reversal from Crazy Dragon. Now back in the saddle. 3:20 remain in this fight. King Zion needs a finish. Pops back up to his feet. Let's see if Zion can get it done with the hands.
Ooh,
big slip offering there from Aldo.
Uh-oh. Mink.
Aldo marching forward, landing bomb after bomb, trying to put his opponent out. Ortega just surviving, Bane, but my God, is he having everything he can handle over the course of these 15 minutes.
Man, he was minking him against that cage right there.
King Zion really trying his best in this 3rd and final round to steal the victory. Does transition to backsetting. This is bad news for Aldo.
RNC low stamina. Does he go for? He opts for the top mount. I don't know if I agree with that one, Bane.
You know, King Zion's displaying a lot of interesting game plan choices and decisions. Here's an arm triangle attempt. Let's see. Aldo has been impressive with the submission defense tonight, and it's holding up in this 3rd round. 90 seconds remain. T-City needs a stoppage. I don't think that that's going to come through a submission.
No, Crazy Dragon just looking 2 on point tonight, and especially in terms of the submission defense. I mean, as you see there, he was just finding it difficult to even touch that bar, which is, very, very impressive, showing the incredible depth of Crazy Dragon submission defense. It's not easy to just completely avoid your opponent's bar like that in one of those submissions.
You know, we talked about what King Zion can do to win. I would suggest going for broke, standing up and throwing bombs. That, to me, is the only strategy I can see here. Because Aldo, right, Crazy Dragon, just too well-versed on the mat. And King Zion is really frustrating me right now. This is similar to Kelvin Gastelum shooting a takedown on a stunned Israel Adesanya. It's just weird. It's a weird choice.
I think I'd agree, but this ground and pound is brutal. I don't know if he's going to have enough to get the actual...
City.
God, what is this?
He was trying to get that finish, to be fair to him. He waited until the last couple of seconds, but the head health just about surviving from Aldo. Got to be thinking he's got 2 to 3 on that card, but what a late rally from Ortega, getting the best work done in those closing seconds, being beautiful work.
King Zion really impressed with his durability and toughness through 15 minutes. Have to think there weren't a lot of successful moments, a lot of domination, but that 3rd round for T-City Ortega, could you imagine, Pudge, that final second, that big head kick? What if that took out the King of Rio? I would have lost my marbles.
Hey man, listen, we've seen plenty of upsets in this game, right? So to be honest with you, that would have been probably, I would say, maybe either KO of the night or fight of the night, just because when someone who's just down significantly like that, man, and we've seen so many upsets in this game, whether it made us throw our controllers out the balcony window and hitting the neighbor's dog, or just eating a cold can of beans, man. Like, either way, like I think that in this game, it's very unpredictable, and I think with these patches and stuff like that, they'll start to implement more of a kind of any crazy scenario drop. I think personally, I don't know.
Cool, bro.
But that was crazy.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. With all of that, my guys, it takes us on to the next one. We're going to be having Purple Urkel taking a stand up against the ever dangerous Mega Tony. These guys are going to be in the Bantamweight division. Always interesting matchups in this one. Without further ado there, Bane, we're going to get straight into it, brother. I believe I saw an Aljamain Sterling, if my eyes did not deceive me. Didn't quite catch who his opponent was going to be, but we're about to find out just now.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Hey, guys, I'm just going to have to break for a couple minutes here. I'll be right back, all right?
No problem, brother.
All right.
Here we see the Aljamain Sterling matching up against Peter Yan, or Petra Yan. Obviously a difficult matchup for Aljamain Sterling. Definitely has an advantage should he hit the mat, but the takedown defense of Peter Yan normally stands the test of time, as we saw in their actual matchup there, Bane. Got to imagine that he's going to look to utilize some heavy pressure on Aljamain Sterling, maybe try to get his opponent up against the cage and force those shots out nice and early. Think we may have lost them for a moment, but as we see marching forward as expected, Purple Urkel now chopping to the body on repeat. Doing a very, very good job so far, eating a couple of shots from Sterling on the way in, though.
Great pressure here from Urkel. Takedown defense on point. Wonderful job. No mercy. Fending off the takedown threat early. This is what Purple Urkel does. He suffocates you. He stays in front of you. He makes you wish you weren't fighting. This guy is a menace inside the octagon. 3:30 remain. Aljo lands a quick combination, Cyrus.
Yeah, he really, really does. And as I was alluding to a moment ago there, brother, I mean, this is exactly what you need up against an Aljamain Sterling. Pressure him up against that cage, get him behind those black lines, and, you know, start to get him to, be a little bit worried about the damage coming his way. That forces the takedowns out of a grappler just like that. This time not able to stop it, though. Excellent entry from Sterling. This is exactly where he wants to be. Has to secure the position, but unable to do so. Purple Urkel back to his feet very, very quickly, Bane.
No mercy, 95 punch power, 87 for Aljo. Urkel going to be more content to sit and trade in the pocket than the current champion, I would think, but who knows? Megatoni has impressed in the past. Massive kick right there from Urkel.
I am amazed that he was able to survive with that knee to the face. He had his block up and leaned directly into it. Now trying that power double leg and is able to do so. Has to get something going here, being 2 minutes on the clock, plenty of time, especially with the dangerous Aljo in those grappling exchanges.
That was a big New York slam right there. Get up is there for the Russian. No mercy. Back to the feet. Purple Urkel now getting into the realm that he wants to be in. Beautiful work in this clinch position. 90 seconds left. Aljo turning it around, trying to throw. But again, the variety that No Mercy offers is difficult to fight, Cyrus.
It really is. He goes high, goes low with it, gets your hands going up and down. As you can see him fluttering it right now, poking forward with that jab, just keeping up the pressure. Got to be very, very concerning. That's why you're seeing those massive combinations. Nice little flurry, and now the single leg attempt gets the ankle pick. Got to be loving that one, straight into the side control. The one thing I will say, though, is that Megatoni is using a very, very stamina-heavy game. Has to secure out the position. Was able to do so.
You can see those short elbows on the inside, busted open. The former Bantamweight champion, Petr Yan, now has a bit of a cut over one of his eyes. Crimson blood is dotting what was a pretty spotless canvas.
Yes, the guys are going to have to come in and clean this one very shortly afterwards, I would imagine, if they continue at this one. Interesting to see Yan being the one that's cut, though, right? Especially after the damage he was landing.
Absolutely, and again, that just shows how vicious those elbows can be. Even in positions where the fighters are close together, you can't generate a ton of that pop that you want. You can still easily open up a cut, as you can see right there. Blood now on the shoulders, the traps of Petr Yan. Looking at the statistics, 23 strikes for Funkmaster, 18 for No Mercy. Yeah. Purple Urkel potentially dropping that first round. Let's see what he can do in the second set of 5 minutes.
Yeah, he started out very quickly in the first one, looking to do the same this one. Lots of spins to start out, trying to be unorthodox, keeping his opponent guessing. But Megatoni keeping it just a little bit more technical and landing some clean shots with knees and hooks on the inside.
You can see it's the urgency from Purple Urkel that's getting him into these dangerous positions. Megatoni, calm and composed, just sort of hitting Purple Urkel when he wants, right? He'll step back, let Urkel throw a combination, and then pop him with a 1-2. Great body kick from Aljamain Sterling right there. Yan pressuring, but it's not effective, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. I would like to see Aljamain Sterling start to try to utilize a little bit more side-to-side movement, try to circle out to the center of that cage. Big head kick from Peter Yan. My God, the spinning elbow. His opponent was leaning into that or diving into it. Lucky he had his block up. Otherwise, his head could have been decapitated once again. But that's... How did
Purple Urkel... Wow, the granite chin of Purple Urkel. Massive miss right there. Uppercut could have floored anyone else. But again, that's what we talk about with 87 punch power of Aljamain Sterling. This is not a guy who is going to Francis Ngannou you and take your soul. It's going to be an accumulative damage type game plan. And that's what we see with the wrestling and the short strikes on the inside with the ground and pound. Aljamain's not going to put your lights out with one punch, but after 200, maybe different story.
Definitely, brother, definitely. I think Peter Yan has been on the Diego Sanchez jaw routine, biting down on that ball, trying to make sure that he, you know, strengthens up those muscles to be able to absorb some of the shots coming his way, because Megatoni landing some beautiful bombs right there. Has to be a little bit careful not to blow that cardio, though. We can already see it starting to drop towards the halfway mark. Nice front kick.
Look at this Megatoni coming alive. Oh! Purple Urkel down. This could be it. Jan is in bad shape. Purple Urkel somehow surviving Megatoni with a beautiful knockdown. Here's a submission attempt from No Mercy.
Oh, the submission defense does not look good here, brother. It does not look good. This is actually going to be pretty easy for him to get. He's tracking it well. His opponent is pressing the triggers way too heavily, but the slam is there for him. Just about saves his bacon. Now across into that side control position. Got to be feeling good that he got out of that. It was going to be a close one, brother.
That was a deep submission. Interesting defense by Megatoni. Maybe something to address after this fight is concluded. But I don't know if you saw that slam did a lot of damage to the head of Purple Urkel. Urkel down again. Aljamain really putting on a clinic with the takedowns.
Yeah, mixing it all together. If you're not going to get the first shot, like Khabib said, you go for a second, a third, and a fourth. Chain them together. Keep your opponent guessing, and that frustration starts to set in. He is using a lot of stamina, and one of the main things right now is just that his opponent's done such a good job of getting back to his feet, and that's why we're seeing the cardio starting to become very, very even in terms of the work that they're putting out. It's a very labor-intensive style that both guys are having to put on display tonight as we get to the end of the second round. All still to play for, brother, but back and forth. Look at the shots landing to close that out.
Purple Urkel really announcing himself at the end of that second round. There are few competitors in the UFC 4 esports landscape that have as much will, as much heart as Purple Urkel does. But you can see there, got folded like a blanket, courtesy of a massive kick from Aljamain Sterling. Purple Urkel needs to bite even more on the mouthpiece, come out swinging. Aljamain needs to keep doing what he's been doing.
Ooh, did you see that knee? That was very, very close. Gets the power single, slams him on his head. Now Aljamain Sterling finding himself on the wrong end of a grappling exchange. Another submission goes. This one's the choke, and the defense looks a little bit better on this one. Just a little bit.
Oh, but you can see Megatoni, when the tracking is there, he gets a little concerned and he flips the triggers. Purple Urkel just needs to track it a little bit better. No, cancels it. Interesting. Now Aljamain in a beautiful position. Side control for the champion.
Yeah, I would imagine that if he's going to do it now, especially after that defense he just showed, he's going to be looking for one of those joint submissions. That definitely seemed to be a weakness of Megatoni's a little bit earlier on, but looks like Peter Yan's trying to work his way back to his feet and is able to stop that takedown. 3 minutes 35 on the clock, Bane. We know how powerful Peter Yan is with that big jumping switch kick. Only a couple of shots are going to need to land in order to get his opponent to back up and get worried again about the damage coming his way.
Purple Urkel is doing what he can, but Sterling, such an efficient killer inside the octagon and manned by Megatoni, somebody that you don't want to fight, but Purple Urkel going for a ride.
Somebody's going to Beantown. Let's get it.
Getting slammed on his head once more. Now the half guard transition. This is an opportunity now for him to regain that full guard and the submission. We're going to go for it, I would imagine, very, very closely. Use the armbar attempt. And there it is. This is where he's going to get it. This might be it, brother.
Megatoni needs to get out of this one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Purple Urkel. This is a Hail Mary submission from him. Now the escape bar tracking a little bit. Let's there slam once more.
Good slam.
That's what saved him a little bit earlier on there, Pudgy. The submission defense definitely a little bit suspect of his opponent, but just doing enough to get that slam off. Got to be feeling pretty good about it. Obviously has to be very cognizant of what's coming his way in terms of submissions, because it looks like Purple Urkel's looking for them.
This is a very interesting camera angle. I will say this, man. This is cool.
Submission attempt for Megatoni.
You just have to stay on him, man.
No stamina for Purple Urkel. This could be dangerous. 90 seconds with which to work. Megatoni could get it done right here, but seems like Purple Urkel's been in the gym working on defending these different types of positions. However, again, Cyrez, the clock is expiring. Urkel needs a finish.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. At this stage now, probably does, brother. This is been a really, really interesting fight to call, man. It's been so back and forth, a variation of skills. Both guys clearly have been able to take advantage of certain deficiencies in their opponent's game plan, but leaving it all hang out here with only 34 seconds left on the clock. Both guys still landing big bombs. Gonna have to see if either one of them is able to take the judges out of this one. Big flying knee from Megatoni.
You can see Purple Urkel tried to return the favor, lands on the forearms of Megatoni. 10 seconds left. Urkel, one more Hail Mary strike. Can he do it in the concluding seconds? Megatoni lands on the guard. Each guy trading till the end of the bell. 15 minutes has expired. Have to think Megatoni did enough to get that W, but we're seeing a big kick right there from Purple Urkel.
Yeah, we've got to remember the Purple Urkel did have a really good round 1 and 2, or like midway through round 2. But like you say, Aljamain Sterling was able to mix it, you know, weather that early storm and start to come back at him, especially after that early pressure of Peter Yan. But quite honestly, go on, sorry.
You know what, right? Yeah, it could be 29-28 Yan. Great first round for Urkel. All those submission attempts in round 3, that's control time right there. Have to think the most significant moment was in round 2. But again, this is round by round scoring. Purple Urkel gets the decision. Aljamain Sterling not victorious. Megatoni going home without the W. Purple Urkel's rise continues in what was a tough contest at Bantamweight.
Really was, man. That was a very closely contested bout. It was interesting to call start to finish. Going to be incredibly interesting to see where both of these guys go from here. I'm sure after watching, you know, this fight back a little bit later on, they're going to see some of the technical deficiencies in their game and make sure that they don't have those submission holes going forward. But other than that, looking very, very clean. And but when they put it all together, I think those guys are going to be some serious problems. But with all of that being said, Pudgy, we have 2 interesting characters coming up next. LW Bucko up against TSK Tabarak. I know how dangerous Tabarak is. That man's been cleaning my head off in my streams fairly recently. And once again, the same to be said with Bucko. These guys have interesting, unorthodox styles and really do like to push the action often and early, brother.
Yeah, man. Tab is a very interesting fighter. I don't think I got a chance to... You know what? I'm lying. We actually did fight a couple times in ranked, and he's a very unorthodox type of a striker. I like him. Bucko was always calling me out of some degree, so I never got a chance to fight Bucko. I don't think for me. But other than that, we'll get that done soon. But we're throwing hands.
Looking fast as this fight begins. Alexander the Great Volkanovski eating some of those Hawaiian punches. Big miss right there, though, from Max. Turning takedown lands. Have to think, Pudge, obviously the game plan at 145 against Max Blessed Holloway is somewhat grapple heavy, right? The strikes, the endurance of the former 145 champion, somewhat neutralized if you're chain wrestling and getting him to the mat, making him work.
Oh yeah, man. I think Volkanovski and Max, this is always a good classic matchup. I think like Max is just dangerous anywhere, it feels like. You think that he's just primarily just a striker, but even on the ground, you got to be careful. Like, I think that he has really incredible defense there. He's just built flat. Like, I don't know, man. Max
is the definition of well-rounded, I believe.
Yeah, man. It's hard to even put it into words, man. But with Volkanovski, man, he's just an endless tank, man. Great cardio, man. He's really great with leg kicks there. He's one of my personal favorite picks. It's crazy, man. Like, he's just well-rounded as well too. So I hope that they also get a match back in the future here again. But
Max Blessed Holloway, of course, a problem at 45. Alexander the Great Volkanovski, a problem solver. I love the fight IQ that Volk brings into these fights, and you're seeing it with Bucko, or rather, his opponent, LW. Tabarak. Apologies there. Tab is a patient fighter, right? As Pudge was mentioning earlier, he's a guy who will see the reads, make them, and implement them. Great combination right there on the fence.
Yeah, Tabarak is one of those guys as well that, I've said it before, he likes to claim that the lunging straight to the body is his. I don't quite believe it is, but he definitely utilizes it very well. And one of the things I will say about this man is that he loads up very well on his power combinations and is able to really maximize the damage he's able to put on his opponent. And I think you'll agree, Pudgy, up against a character like Max Holloway, it's important to be able to do that because he has such a durable style and, you know, kind of statistics to go along with that beautiful striking that he has.
Even with no stamina, like Max can still knock you out, like with no stamina. And people who effectively, honestly, can use Max Holloway and not kind of cheese, you know. There's only a very, very small few that I could say that could honestly use Max Holloway, respectively. One, I'll say Tadpole. Shout out to my boy Tadpole. And I'll give it to also Humble Dink. Those are the only two people I've actually ever seen that use Max Holloway effectively and like not cheese, and like it's just amazing.
We'll have
Big
to see.
shout, of course, the leader of the Kingsmen and Humble Dink. Love him. Great content creator in his own right through 5 minutes, though very closely contested bout. Have to think the control time of Volkanovski might have edged the judge's decision in those first 5 minutes. Second round is upon us.
Going to be starting out, I would imagine, to replicate some of the same. I think it was a really good game plan for Volkanovski to get some of that top control off their Pudge, and looking to utilize that straight and lunge to the body very, very nicely to start out the second as well.
Yeah, man. I like the little feints that they're doing too, man. Feints are a little, they're nice.
Tab is being very active to start things off here, disrupting anything that Bucko wants to do. Bucko, in my opinion, should try to work that jab. Holloway's got such a good jab in this game. The 1-2 is on point for him. It seems like implementing that and then building off of it would be the strategy.
For sure. I mean, right now I have to say that I think that Tabrik is just being a slight bit ahead, landing beautiful power shots, looks to interrupt his opponent on any combination he gets going, and, is really, really relying a little bit on the timing and the power advantage that he's having with Volkanovski. He's just a little bit better on the timing, and the power advantage is obviously starting to rain through on Max Holloway's chin. You see the damage on the right or the left eye of him, but once again, Holloway's not out in the fight, mate, landing bombs, spinning to win, and trying to get some of that damage off in any which way he can.
This is what Bucko needed to do. Bucko now standing in the face of Tabrik, not taking a step back. Now he has to. Great takedown attempt right there from the red corner. Defense on point for Holloway. Big moments right here midway through this second round. Bucko coming alive with the pressure.
Yeah, Bucko does, quite honestly, he turns into a Beyblade occasionally. You can't knock him forehead. It catches you off guard when he's fighting technically for a round or two. So then you start to pressure him, and he does that. They can really, really change the course of a fight instantly, going for that 5-piece body rip, but just about to get out of the way was Tabrik.
My God,
Bucko
man.
pushing forward, Pudgy.
Oh my God, man. He was just relentless with it, man. I think that, with Bucko, man, like, if he's just patient enough more, those 5-piece combinations, man, he was trying to give 3 pieces of chicken, one side of beans, one side of mashed potatoes, or just large sides, man. It's just crazy.
Crisp Diet Coke to go with it. That midsection getting busted as well. Bucko really moving and grooving to all areas of the body. Tabrik now on the defensive. The back foot for the red corner. 68 seconds remain in this second round. Clinch attempt from the champion.
I think that's intelligent game planning for him. He's starting to eat a lot of damage in the second round, so tying him up, getting that back drag. The RNC is now an available submission, so able to get that denial off, and he may go for it, but good work for Bucko to stay very active on the ground and get across to this position. But now the ground and pound. Whew. I mean, this is really back and forth, guys. Every single fight has been very closely contested tonight, and every single one of them really, really trying to fight for every inch that they can get.
And this is why Primetime MMA is the organization to keep your eyes on through the events. Always stacked cards. Cyrus, big shouts to the people in the back, the matchmakers, Doc, and everybody associated through 10 minutes. Alexander the Great Volkanovski, Max Blessed Holloway going to war. Very even in the striking department. Only 1 strike apart. But I have to think, Bucko really impressed me with the adjustments that he made midway through that second round. Being the aggressor, dictating the pace, utilizing the jab. I think if he does this through this last round, he's gonna get his hand raised.
Yeah, he's doing a really back and forth, like I said, the adjustments, and that's what it's all really about, right? Is having to make those adjustments on the fly, because you don't really know what your opponent's going to bring to the table. It's one thing to watch their performances on past shows, but when they're standing up against you, then maybe they're taking a different style because they've seen something in your game, you know?
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Big kicks from Volkanovski. Lead overhand. Whiffs right there. Blessed. Aware of the strikes that Alexander's trying to throw. You can see there. Head strikes 39 to Volkanovski. 44 to Max Blessed Holloway. Big head strike right there.
Nice.
Yeah, he's trying to play him away, guys. Yeah.
Oh. Pudge, what do you think Tabrik needs to do?
I I think Tab just needs to, you know, just relax, man. I think that he's doing well. I think that he just needs to kind of switch up on his takedowns, man. I would say, if anything, he needs to start doing more leg kicks, kind of utilize more of, you know, Volkanovski's, you know, skill, because the skills is really in the legs. And I think that when you try to, you know, trade off with Max, sometimes it's a little bit of a disadvantage at some points. But I think that if you utilize more leg kicks, I think that would throw him off.
Tabaric landing on the chin of Bucko, momentarily stumbling him. Oh, spinning attempt right there lands for Bucko. Bucko pushing Tabaric to the limit. Big spear from the champion.
Good spear. That's what he needed.
Wow.
He's going for that knee on belly.
This is what Tabaric needs. Tabaric momentarily works that ground and pound, now back into side control.
That did not. Uh-oh. He's in top now. If you can get one deny off, he's going for the kill.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Tabaric now extending the stamina. 1 minute, 40 seconds remain. Bucko needs to get out of this position. He's had such a great third round so far. Obviously, off of that really good second round, this is up for grabs. Tabaric trying to reel it down.
Yeah, if he gets... maybe you can try to go for stack guard. I think that might be his... oh, he's going to get pushed off. No, they're going to stand this up.
From Bucko. 60 seconds remain, Cyrez.
Yeah, he's doing a great job as Bucko, trying to really turn it up. Tabaric has had a lot of success over the course of this fight, but once again, it's all about those adjustments. I'll be interested to see what the statistics are saying going into this third round. Big rock once again. Judges might not be needed. Only 30 seconds left on the clock, but the pressure coming.
Bucko wants to stop Tabaric. 20 seconds remain. Bucko walking him down.
Bucko wants to be the king of the Beyblades because, man, my man's over here spinning something crazy.
5 seconds. Let's see. Can someone end it? Oh, that's it. That is it. Bucko gets it done at 145. Tabaric, eyes are on the ceiling, unconscious. What an end to a great fight.
Phenomenal fight, man. Every single one of these fights living up to the hype, but Bucko weathering that early storm, the technicality of Tabaric just getting a little bit worn away due to the combinations coming, you know, from Max Blessed Holloway. Lovely uppercut to close out the show there. Pudgy got to be feeling very, very good about himself, has Bucko and the LW camp.
Yeah, Bucko is, he's a very interesting character, so I like what he was doing. That spinning elbow, man, that catches everybody. It really does. And I think that he finished it off well with that, you know, that uppercut, and that just laid my man's out. And that was it.
Beautiful fight. Great performance from both competitors. Tabaric, I mean, diminishing success as the fight continued. Bucko made the correct requisite adjustments and really just took that fight away. But talking about taking things away, up next at 170, JKO versus Scatter.
Yeah, these two guys are interesting characters. We know that Scatter has some phenomenal grappling, really likes to mix it all together, unorthodox striking to go with it. And of course, his opponent, JKO, on the flip side, I think he's a little bit more of an anti-grappler, utilizes his striking a little bit more. We're seeing a Tyron Woodley matchup up against a Tony Ferguson, which is an incredibly interesting matchup. You've got, obviously, the power of Tyron Woodley and the grappling of the wrestling offense should he decide to utilize it. And then, of course, that durability, unorthodox striking and the jits of Tony Ferguson. It just really matches up well to make an interesting kind of conversion of styles against each other.
The 97 punch power of the Chosen One definitely could be a massive X factor in this, but El Kukui has the chin for days and the recovery to boot. 89 recovery for Woodley. As this fight progresses, he will fade pretty quickly.
So do you you think that as far as like I think Scatter could possibly take this down to the ground, and I think just having Woodley on the other side. He's going for the
grand B roll. Oh,
nice slip hook there from Woodley, but no, 6 to 12 spinning.
What is that from El Kakui? Scatter! What a beautiful knockdown, courtesy the blades of Tony Ferguson. Nothing to mess around with. Woodley gets that reminder right there. Go, go, Plata. Here we go, boys.
There he goes. Yes, yeah, I was going to say Scatter's trying to get this out of here early. I got something to do.
Some cookies baking in the oven. Scatter wants to go eat those with a glass of milk, baby. 3:10 remain in this first round. Scatter really impressing against a dangerous competitor. Tyron Woodley, Cyrez, someone who can shut you out anytime, any place, anywhere.
Yeah, definitely so, but going to be hard to do so from his back, so has to be diligent on the ground, be careful of the ground and pound and submission opportunities going his way, but nice reversal for him, and this is a lot better. I mean, he's able to now utilize some of that brutal ground and pound should he decide to posture up and let those hands go. 2 minutes 20 on the clock, but now his back's taken. Woo.
He said, nope, I got to switch this real quick.
Could see the urgency in that transition. Back mount, though, for El Kakui. This is not good for the Chosen One.
Trying what he can, very dangerous submissions from Scatter in these positions. We've seen him get a number of them in the past. Now the denial of RNC is available, but he decides to go armbar instead. The stamina very, very low for Woodley. We're going to have to watch how he tracks this in the opening. Going so far, so good. Starting to read the turns and the tides of it. The bar is going up very quickly due to that stamina advantage, Bane. This is going to be close.
The Chosen One is fighting for his life right now. That arm could be snapped momentarily. Ferguson has all the time in the world. Scatter tracking that beautifully, but the escape is right there. Can Woodley get out, or will he submit? Woo.
Wow.
Just about, and now inside control. 40 seconds on the clock. Elbow's going to go his opponent's way. No, separation and maybe some bombs in the stand-up, but the spin is there for Scatter once again, and we see how dangerous that was in the opening going of this first round. Can catch you slipping and put you on the mat in a very, very quick fashion.
JKO lands the two right there down the pipe, pushing forward, going to that body, brutalizing the ribs. Massive overhand, though, from El Kakui to close out the first set of 5 minutes. What a round for Ferguson.
Man. Good job to Woodley for getting out of that sub, because that almost got snapped. His arm almost was toast.
What? I mean, that was an insane knockdown earlier in that round. T. Wood didn't even know what hit him, but still here through 5. Let's see this second round. Who's going to come out fresher, Cyrez?
Yeah, for sure. It's big leg kick, but the head kick lands as well. Ducks under it, not able to get max damage on the counter, but gonna be feeling happy to duck that one. Looked like it was about to decapitate the man.
That would have sent Woodley packing. T. Ferguson, though, now maybe needs to be a bit more patient. Great takedown. Level change is there. El Kakui in a prime spot. Chosen One wise to that submission attempt, Pudge.
I think that, he's going back for the little Plata there.
Yeah, this is a dangerous one. This is one of those submissions that's a little bit more dangerous due to the dominant position that you're in the top mount, but as you can see, being very, very closely tracked, and the submission bar getting very, very quick. Right now, his opponent doing the right thing. Tyron Woodley staying composed, trying to change directions on him. Often and early looks like the escape might be there, but once again showing how dangerous Scatter can be in these positions.
JKO is really impressing with the submission defense. Admittedly, the tracking is there for Scatter, but T. Wood pops out. North-south, though. Reversal for El Kakui right into another submission to windshield toke right here, Pudge.
Yeah, I think KO is doing a really good job of just getting out of these crazy deep submissions, man. Like, he's staying patient, but that bar is going really fast right now. I think this is the end.
JKO.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's it. T. Wood taps.
Beautiful work from Scatter, man. He's got dangerous submissions. You've got to watch your neck about this boy.
Yeah, I faced Scatter a few times, man. He's really good on the ground, man. I will give him that. Man, that was one good match. That could have went either way. I think that JKO did a really fantastic job of just doing those submission defense, man. But with certain submissions and certain people, man, we can forget about it.
Yeah, for sure, brother. For sure.
Sometimes is not an if, but a when. Scatter really impressing with the jits. But as mentioned, of course, JKO fending it off until he couldn't. Great performance. Now, to close out the prelims, though, we've got a treat. TMF Stepwise Bird versus AJ's Pug.
Yes, sir. Now, Stepwise Bird, he's a longtime friend and OG of the league, was with us from the day of inception back in the old IFL days. The man has been away working on his jits IRL and is in here now to take some necks, but he's going to have his work cut out for him up against a very, very dangerous opponent in AJS's very own The Pug. Was able to commentate with this man very recently, intelligently insightful into the game, and he's going to be looking to utilize that up against Stepwise, which, you know, is going to be a tough task. Both of these guys know what they're doing, but it's about who's able to implement that game plan earliest, right, Bane, and make sure that they mind their P's and Q's. They both know that they're dangerous against each other.
And especially down at 135, lot of action and choices for them. Interesting to see where they will go. Obviously, Piotr Jan, Aljo, great picks down there. Dillashaw too. So many good fighters at Bantamweight. Personally, 135 is one of my favorite divisions.
Yeah, it really is. So, like you say. Oh, sorry, go on, brother.
I'm sorry. Hey, sorry, Rez. I just looked into the chat here. Pug also says that Scatter is also an AJS as well too.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
They've got a lot of campmates. I was talking to them about it recently. They've got like 30 plus right now, and a lot of them are killers, brother. Like they've really, really grown their camp, and you know, it's good. It's kind of like one of those Team Alpha Male sort of setups where they've got a bunch of fighters with similar stars that are really, really trying to you know, iron out each other's skills. They say iron sharpens iron, and that's their game plan. With taking on so many killers, now matching up against Stepwise, trying to utilize that beautiful jab of the dangerous Rob Font. Nice little double kick.
This is looking clinical early from Font. Have to think that massive reach advantage is only going to help the New England Cartel member, but Henry Cejudo goes up high with a kick.
Yeah, good. Yeah, one good thing I like about going against AJS Pug, man. He's a very he's a good player, man. Respect to that guy, man. We typically talk a lot and stuff like that, and anytime we ever see each other online, it's always a good fight either way, man. And he's doing a really good job of utilizing Font. You know, just kind of utilizing that outside fighting. He's not really mixing it up as well as you know, trying to just be an inside fighter. He's just staying on the outside, and he's doing a really good job.
No, quite
AJ's
honestly.
Oh! Beautiful combination right there. Sits the messenger down momentarily. AJ's the Pug looking at a career best right now. But Henry Cejudo, stepwise, not someone who's going to go away easy, Cyrus.
Definitely not, brother. Definitely not. Durable. Does not get overly frustrated. Likes to be able to, you know, go into these wars. That's where he wants to be, mixing up the grappling and striking, but a lot of early adversity. I was about to say with these two guys, oh, never mind. Oh! Woo! Well, one of the things I will say about these guys, right, it's hard not to have favorites, but these two guys are some of the nicest in the community. Going to be tough to see one of them lose, but it looks like AJS the Pug is going to get it. The damage coming Stepwise's way is just terrifying right now.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Stepwise getting overwhelmed. This is it. This has to be it. The messenger is out cold. Some would say don't shoot the messenger. Rob Font just assassinated him. Beautiful performance from AJ's the Pug. That was cerebral.
My God, man. Just an absolutely pinpoint, perfect precision from Pug. From start to finish, and came out with technical striking. I was speaking to the man recently, and like I said, he's insightful into the game, knows his, knows his stuff, and really, really was able to utilize his skills up against a dangerous opponent tonight. He knows who Stepwise is. He knew what was coming his way in terms of some of the striking and grappling opportunities that were going to be presenting themselves. But in this one, just the power, the precision of AJS the Pug in the hands of Rob Font was all what was needed to make this show a quick one. Great performance. Whew. Well, my God, guys, we've been moving on very, very quickly through these performances, now going on into the main card. I am absolutely hyped up for this next one. Going to be having a one and only Mr. Spartan War up against Straquet, our Frenchman that's been coming through and putting together some killer performances as of recently. I'm incredibly interested to see how these guys stack up against each other. I expect very, very good things, as I alluded to, man. I've seen very good things out of them, so I imagine that they're going to come out tonight and really, really try to showcase the skills and the advancements that they're making in their game there, Bane.
I will say the bantamweight violence continues to open up the main card. Note for us on the commentary booth, I'm going to call him Strax, just purely to figure out how we'll call him Straxet. It's going to be Strax in this one. Piotr No Mercy Jan taking on Rob Font.
Oh man, let's get it, boys. I haven't personally seen these two scraps, so this is going to be a first for me. But he's very, very clean with this.
No Mercy really announcing himself in this one. Main card opener, Spartan War going to war.
Not wasting any time, like you say, and that's the thing about Peter Yan, man. He has such a durable gas tank that you can start to put the pressure on early, get in your opponent's face, and just try to make it into that war of attrition. Because quite simply, you can start to bank in his, in that favor if you're being diligent with your shots.
Good pullback.
You can see there was a right hand of Rob Font that snuck around the guard of No Mercy, really rung his bell for a moment. Even with this early adversity, Strax very much still here, very much equipped to turn the tide if he wants, but Spartan War looking just clean. It's just clean striking through the first 2 minutes.
Really, really is. He's doing a great job. Nice overhand there. Spartan's got to be careful of that one. We saw how granite his chin is, but not on that one. Rob Font's got too much power. Sits him down and marching forward for the finish. Got to be careful, though. Peter Yan, ever durable, recovers very quickly.
Bit of a hematoma announcing itself on the right side of Piotr No Mercy Jan's face. The swelling will impact his vision as this fight continues. Midway through the first, Rob Font now coming alive. Big overhand partially blocked on the guard of Jan, but Jan pushing forward, Pudge.
Oh, man. I think Rob Font's doing a really good job of, staying on the outside. Peter, I would just say Jan, because it's probably easier for me to pronounce that way. I think that this is very, very even, man. These guys are just very relentless. I'm just gonna shut the hell up.
Jan tried that pullback again, but Font now wise to it, clips the chin of Spartan War. Spartan War needs to mix up the defense. That pullback is not going to be the end-all, be-all answer. Needs to really give some more looks. Jan is stunned. Here comes Rob Font.
Beautiful, beautiful work from Rob Font. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I do believe he's the most solid counter for a Peter Yan player. The power, the boxing, very, very clean and being utilized to its maximum effect up against Yan this evening. Once again, a double hooks landing, and that head looking very suspect, Bane.
It is just clipping the chin of Jan, and you can see the difference. When Strax lands, there is a very visible, significant effect. Jan not really having that effect on Rob Font. You can see the head health on Font pretty okay, but after that strike, maybe not so much. Here comes Jan.
Man. This is electric.
It really is, brother. It really is. These combinations coming together often and early. Action-packed first 5 minutes of this opening round. Potential 10-minute schedule to go there, guys. All to play for, but I don't think we're seeing the full 10 minutes. These guys leaving it all in the cage this evening.
Oh, as you mentioned, those hooks of Rob Font are lethal, and he is landing them with so much precision. Just loops it right around the guard. Jan unable to block them, meets the canvas. I believe once in that first set of 5 minutes. Let's see if either fighter touches it in the second.
Oh, no glove touch. They was like, no, let's just get right to it.
Yeah, backing up. I was going to say, I don't know what that was. He backed up. I think he was trying to go for the old Cody Garbrandt, looking for that pull-off counter with the uppercut, but Jan, staying wise to it, decided not to walk onto that damage, taking the center cage and saying, no, you come to me, my man. We are fighting in the center of the cage. Step on this napkin and throw some bombs.
You know, this is something I say time and time again, but I shall reiterate. Within this game, it is so important to be the leader. What I mean by that is dictating the pace, dictating the range, being the aggressor, having the pressure, right? It's in my opinion, so many fights are determined by who is leading. And right now, Strax is the one that was leading, but early in that first round, Spartan War was the one who was pushing. I think if War bites down and tries to be a bit more capable with the movement and getting in the face of Strax, he's going to have a lot more success.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and it's interesting that you note that. A lot of people have complained about the block-breaking meta in UFC 4 as of current, but you know, a person like myself, I'm a big counter-striker, so I can understand some of the frustrations, but there are ways to mitigate that forward pressure and turn the tide of it should you utilize correct counter-fighting. So, as you say, got to use that counter-striking to set up the pressure, just like that! Spartan War puts him down, looking for the finish. 2 minutes 30 on the clock, that's it!
Wow! In a blink of an eye, Piotr No Mercy, Jan stops. Rob Font Strax was on his way to success, glory, and riches could have been his. But Piotr Jan, not someone who's going to go away easily.
God, good God, man.
That was tough. Yeah, I understand that frustration. Good job to both of these guys. I understand the frustration on the ground and pound because I was losing a couple yesterday, and it almost made me just throw my controller through my TV. But I understand that frustration.
No, it can be tough, brother. You're absolutely right. When you're ahead in the fight early and somebody is able to turn it around, get that quick finish on the ground, it can suck all of the energy out of you. And got to be feeling a little bit bad for Spartan War there. He was doing having a very, very clean performance up until that time, but Strackett able to put it all together and get the finish towards the end. But with that all being said, my man, Bane, we're going on to Mike Tran up against FSK for the vibes, Ricardo.
I think Spartan War won that, right?
Oh, apologies. Wrong way around. My bad.
It's too exciting. I mean, your mind gets boggled. But as you mentioned, the hype train himself, Mike Tran, entering the primetime octagon once again, taking on FSK Ricardo. Up at 185, middleweight action, sure to deliver.
Ooh,
Whitaker. Ooh.
Whitaker versus Whitaker. Let's get it, man. My boy BSD Tran. Let's get it, boy.
Now, this is the thing as well, right? This is one of the things in mirror matches. Not everybody likes them, but it really does showcase who is the better fighter out of the two, as there are no advantages in terms of statistics. We're going to have to see who's going to come out on top on this one. But the thing with Robert Whitaker there, Bane, all the skills to put together your own sort of style. You can wrestle with him. You can obviously strike with him. You can really do it all.
Absolutely, one of the most well-rounded fighters on the roster, and truly displays that each time he's out. You can see here, though, these guys content to strike early. Mixing it up to the midsection is Ricardo. Ricardo in the green, Mike Tran in the black.
Nice front kick to the body, really starting to take the advantage is for the vibes. Ricardo working that body very, very nicely. As you said, the person that takes the lead of the dance can often be the one to close the show out. We'll have to see if that's the case right now, but with that being said, Pudgy, your man's doing a pretty good job staying defensive up until right there. What a combination!
Tran, what are you doing, brother? You got to get out of there. Get out of there.
FSK Ricardo giving Mike Tran everything, Pudge.
Yeah, Tran has been in plenty of these different situations.
No! He sticks him down. What a head kick!
He's been in situations like this. He's been okay, and he knows how to survive. I got faith in that guy, man.
Mike Tran dealing with a ton of adversity. You can see he's already been busted open. 2 knockdowns midway through this first round. That is difficult to come back from, Cyrez.
It really, really is. And at this point in the round now, especially with almost 3 minutes left on the round or just under, you need to get on your bike. You need to maybe take him down, start to try and mitigate the rest of the damage coming the way this round, try to make it into the later portions and hope that he's, bust his gas tank. Look at Ricardo landing combos though, brother. Oh, that was maybe a bit too many.
Mike Tran, though, finds the counter. FSK Ricardo putting on a show, but Mike, the hype train Tran, not someone who's going to go out of here easily. 2-minute warning for this first round. Mike Tran, now be more patient. FSK Ricardo taking a bit of a breather as well. Each of these guys had a frenetic start to this fight. Only makes sense that we'll have a bit of a lull.
Yeah, interesting to see both guys switching stances on each other, trying to give each other many different looks, little bits of feints in the pocket, starting that straight lead hook straight to the body. Beautiful combination, mixing it all together.
Woo! You can see the blood spouting out of the nose of Mike Tran anytime he gets hit. That is not where you want to be. Cardiovascular system going to get tested as this fight progresses.
Trying all he can. You see that combination. He continues to go for it. The 3-piece mixing it up to the body and the head. Sits him down once again. Damage is all mounting up for Ricardo. Has to be careful not to get overzealous though, Pudgy, because Mike Tran, he's an absolute killer if he gets an opportunity, but So much early adversity. Oh!
That is an FSK. Ricardo puts a clinic on Mike the Hype Train. Tran. The train has been busted courtesy of some beautiful combinations.
Jeez, man, that was too clean,
That
man.
was
Mike did a good
shutout.
job of having those drops, man. But man, I have not seen something like that in quite some time.
Yeah, Ricardo said he's for the vibes, and I can see it, bro. That he was vibing out there tonight, feeling his, feeling the flow, feeling the combinations, spraying his opponent's blood all over the canvas. He's going to be going back to his campmate, the Flow State Kings, feeling incredibly proud of himself. Yeah, that's a phenomenal performance. Only up for that man right there. The Mike train is getting back on the tracks in the next one. I am sure that man doesn't take these losses to heart. Always goes away, comes back looking a little bit more healthy, a little bit more adjusted. So fantastic performance, though. That story of Ricardo this evening, man.
I mean, yeah, what to do it to a guy like Mike Tran and come out and put on a performance like this, unprecedented, but FSK Ricardo, one of the biggest winners from this evening. Let's see if this next fight at 155 can follow suit. Scuba versus TMF Dale Denton.
Yeah, Dale Denton. Dale motherfucking Denton. Mighty Whitebeard, as we like to call him in primetime these days. Got the most mighty Whitebeard of anybody you will ever meet. Going to be looking to step up against Scuba, a relatively newcomer to the scene that's been doing some good work. Dale Denton's had a long run of undefeatedness, I do believe. I don't believe he's lost so far in Season 2, so looking to continue that momentum this evening tonight up against a relatively unknown, damaging player like Scuba. He's had a couple of performances, looked very, very good, and is now getting a step up to fight in Dale Denton. We'll have to see which way these guys shake out. Like you say, the 155 division has a stacked roster of killers. Tony Ferguson looks to be the favorite pick of Dale Denton as before, and looks like we're maybe getting a Charlie Olives pick or Justin Gaethje maybe from his opponent, which is a very interesting stylistic matchup.
Gotcha.
You know, I think that Charlie Olives is a great counter to an El Kukui pick. Obviously, the jiu-jitsu on both sides.
Sorry to interrupt, but he went Gaethje in this one. I do apologize. He switched up last minute. I just seen him go Gaethje. Yes, sir.
Not a problem. The highlight has the power to shut anybody out. You can see the stand-up all to the former interim champion, but grappling all goes to El Kukui. Wait.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the interesting matchup. Oh, I just didn't get a chance to say it with Mike real quick. Mike, we'll get those spars in, brother. I got you, brother. All right, back to this.
This fight was contested before. El Kukui kind of got shut down. Let's see if he can show up and show out against the highlight.
Nice slip straight to start us out. Scuba trying to land some damaging combinations, getting the respect of Dale Denton. Dale Denton in previous performances has normally been the one that comes out a little bit slower, kind of like a Donald Cerrone, trying to work his opponents over the course of the full 15 minutes, but in recent has been coming out of the gates quickly and looking to continue that momentum this evening with those flying knees and combinations.
Yeah, I would say
Denton is
Dale
mixing
Denton.
it up.
Yeah, Dale Denton has a very good pressure. I remember when I went against him early in the couple matches ago, prime time. We basically had like a crazy war. It was really back and forth, man. And Dale Denton's just very relentless. I like his style a lot. I've seen Scuba scrap a good couple of times as well, and he does a really good job of just staying patient and trying to read your opponent, and I think this is a really great matchup between both of these guys.
As the name would suggest, Scuba can take you to the deep waters and drown you, but with only 15 minutes, this isn't a 5-rounder, this is a 3-rounder, but Dale Denton getting clipped right there in the pocket.
Yeah, he's trying to get it. I mean, the one thing is that obviously Gaethje, when he does start to land that power, the chin becomes compromised, and he's just got heat seekers in those hands, man. Obviously, the unorthodox side of Tony Ferguson could be a problem, but not when you eat shots like that. Beautifully timed overhand from Scuba.
Dale Denton just eating all of this and more midway through this first round. Denton needs to be more cognizant with the defense.
Nice work.
Oh, you could see Denton trying to push, but Scuba just winging those shots.
Nice uppercut, lead hook, getting a rock back. Dale Denton now looking for the kill. This man, this is where he gets creative. He's going to start coming at you in some weird angles and trying to find the mark for your chin, but So far, so good for Jakey, able to recover and now trying to work that jab from the outside.
Oh! Body shot into the massive overhand. Denton is down. Scuba looking for the finish. Can he get it? No ground and pound from the blue corner right there. Interesting.
Now, interestingly enough, this is where Dale actually normally does his best work. He gets the rubber guard, going to be looking for Justin Gaethje to go to that stacked guard. He does not. The full guard transition instead. Great work from him. That was a dangerous spot. Obviously, rubber guard is horrendous when you get stuck in it. And as a result, Justin Gaethje uses that momentum to separate. I think that's an intelligent game plan from that man right there.
Good work. Good work by Scuba getting out of that. Because I could have got dangerous real quick.
With only 20 seconds left on the clock, the submission window somewhat closed. Denton goes high right there, but gets brought back down courtesy of some big shots from the highlight. Scuba having a great first round against Dale Denton.
Yeah, very, very back and forth. Both guys having success, but definitely the majority of it coming in the way of Justin Gaethje. I believe he had 3 stuns or a knockdown mixed in there as well. He's got to be feeling very, very happy about the damaging blows he was able to land over the course of those 5 minutes. However, we've seen how durable Tony is, and he's going to definitely have a strong 60 seconds to recover and going to be looking to come out and land a combination just like we see on your screens right there coming into the second round.
Oh, and right, that's the beautiful body shot into a huge overhand. Floors Tony El Kakui Ferguson again. Yeah, 97 recovery for T. Ferguson, but 95 for Gaethje. Each guy going to have a lot in the tank through this next set of 5 minutes.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. We see Dale motherfucking Denton trying to take the center of the cage, gets the head kick, now chopping at the body as often as early as he can, trying to get his opponent to drop those hands to go back up top. My God, this is a fast-paced fight there.
Dale Denton just took all of the momentum, the air out of the sails of Scuba. Can Scuba get it back? Firing shots in the middle of the octagon, not landing. Those landing on the guard of Tony Ferguson. Denton pushing forward in the pocket. Gaethje getting clipped.
Oh, and he gets one right there. Gaethje answers back. Anything you can do, I can do better. My power's more, he says, and throws those bombs in the pocket.
Yeah, they're looking to lay those overhands.
Each guy is just standing and trading. This is electric. Dale Denton and Scuba just pointing at the ground and saying, don't step back. Big combination there from Denton.
Trying all he can. Denton's coming in, trying to use that jab to find the range. Much is Gaethje. You see him sniping with that straight as well. Great combinations, working the block. Now got him backing up. Very, very back and forth. Honestly, this is one of those ones where anytime you say somebody's got a little bit of momentum, the other one comes back and answers back with a big shot of his own. Nice rock!
2 left hooks right there. Denton backing up. This is bad news for Dale Denton. Scuba taking his time, working that jab so beautiful. Touch, touch, boom, doubles up, and then fires the right hand. Dale Denton does not have the block to sit in the pocket with the highlight.
Definitely not, brother. Now trying to fire off on the inside, slipping that straight very nicely. Big overhead double rock!
Each stun, Denton and Scuba just leaving it all inside the primetime octagon. 2 minutes remain in this second round. Who knows if we will use them?
What are the chances that we see 2 double rocks in one event? Craziness, man. These guys really leaving it all out there. Oh no! Oh! This might be it!
Is this Dale Denton's time?
Can he get it? That's it! That is it! Scuba Dooba, don't do that against Dale Denton!
The comeback kid gets the victory. Great work by TMF Dale Denton overcoming that. I mean, how many times did he get rocked or stunned in that first round to turn it around? That's why we call him the comeback kid. That mighty white beard reigned through this evening. Fantastic knockout by that man. Lead head kick to close the show, Pudge.
Man, good job by Dale Denton, man. That right there. Jeez, that was clean.
That's a rally. That is a rally right there. The shots that Dale Denton ate, those overhands that floored him in the first 5 minutes, to come back from that and just dismantle Scuba, I am thoroughly impressed with Dale Denton.
Oh man, Scuba did his thing, man. I'll give my man's that. He definitely survived quite the fight, but that one and done head kick, man, that'll put you down. That was it.
Now talking about
Dale Denton.
talking about putting down, we're dropping down to flyweight for this next one. Atikin versus the body-snatching degree Taco Boy.
It's going to be an interesting one, brother. I mean, these fights, I'll be honest with you, just before we get into this next one, these fights, I have to say, they're not very good for your heart rate. My heart has been beating throughout the entire thing. The emotions are high. The action is non-stop, and the stakes are even higher. So, like you say, we're going to go to flyweight next. UFC Turkey up against Taco Boy. Cannot wait to see these two throw down. Been shown to be very, very credible threats over the course of the most recent events there, Pudgy. And obviously, we got one of your boys, Taco Boy, looking to make a statement this evening.
Oh yeah, man, Taco Boy. He's one of the hidden gems that I found online, man. And he's really been a great addition to the camp, and we're always looking to always kind of diversify everything, and he fits a good piece to the puzzle. He's been doing this thing on the PlayStation side. He's just been surviving and working his way up. He's just throwing all types of crazy combinations and things like that. So he's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely right there. I can see that right now, Pudgy. The combinations coming out often and early, all sorts of angles being put on display for his opponent. UFC Turkey having a lot of trouble thus far. Has to be very careful, Bane.
The assassin, the assassin baby Moreno finding the chin of Killashaw's early in this one. Atikin needs to be patient and try to just survive the onslaught. Taco Boy is giving him everything early in this fight. Have to think Taco Boy might gas himself out by throwing so much volume and so many creative strikes.
He could very well do, but from what I've heard going into this fight, am I right in saying there, Pudgy, that Taco Boy's been out in the wilderness snake charming ahead of this one, looking to get his opponent a little bit dazed ahead of him with those big shots, those feints, keeping all of the angles going?
Yeah, Taco Boy's a very cautious fighter, man. He knows how to preserve his stamina well, even though it's a little out there as far as like how he kind of preserves it, but he knows how to do it well, man. He's very patient, but he knows how to throw a wild burst. So I'll say that.
We're seeing him take the center of the cage, trying to work the jabs, but Killashaw's answering back nicely until that rock. The power all there for Taco Boy.
Oh! Massive overhand for Taco Boy. The assassin baby is giving Killashaw everything that he can handle. Dillashaw, Atikin trying to rally, but this is just so much pressure, so much volume. How do you find answers when you're being overloaded with strikes? Taco Boy giving him the meat, the cheese, the seasoning, and the shell.
Yeah, he's getting the entire restaurant thrown at him, but that's a nice front kick right there. Oh!
Taco Boy's down! Atikin with a that's what? That is it! That is it! Taco Boy is out cold in the canvas. Wow!
On a dime, no time wasted. Do not blink. UFC Turkey showing up and showing out. TJ Dillashaw coming to play tonight.
I'm stunned.
That was
Brandon
a crazy
Moreno.
tournament.
And that's the power of TJ Dillashaw. 95 heat in those hands. Talking about bombs, they don't get higher caliber than the former Bantamweight king. Taco Boy could not survive. Once the table was turned, that was it. Game, set, match. Atikin getting the hand raised tonight.
Beautiful work, my man. Beautiful work. Like I said, great turnaround. Now, this is a fight that I have been looking to throughout the entire evening. We are about to see the ever-dangerous EK Bang Bang up against Josh Ray. These guys been doing fantastic work within the scene. If you don't know them already, you're about to, my man. And this is going to be a pleasure to call for sure.
This is an interesting top 10 matchup over on PlayStation. EK Bang Bang, the number 2 contender. 7-3 overall. Josh Ray, 5-2 down at number 6. This is Josh's chance to finally break into the top 5 at primetime. And this is another opportunity for EK Bang Bang to announce and solidify and cement his status and reputation.
For sure, man. For sure, man. One thing I'll say about with Bang Bang, congratulations to him to even making it to the redemption tourney yesterday in the ESFL. qualifiers and things like that, man. Bang Bang he's always a joy to watch, man. He's one of my favorite fighters.
He's a fan friendly for a reason. He does not know how to backstep, lands combination straight on your chin, and will continue that pressure until you crumble. You have to put this man out in order to stop that momentum, and that's what Josh Ray's going to have to do this evening, Bane, in order to stop this man just walking him down.
And again, the left hand of McGregor. You can see Josh Ray attempting, but this is a ton of adversity for the number 6 contender. EK Bang Bang really impressing me with the cage cutting. This guy is not giving Josh Ray any angles.
Nice shot. I mean, I will say Bang Bang's stamina already getting low, but the thing about Bang Bang is he does not give a single crap about his stamina, because he knows that if he continues to land, there's only so much damage that chin can take, and with Conor McGregor, that beautiful left-hand power, Josh Ray's got to be careful, man. He needs to get on that bike and survive this next 5 minutes in order to be able to have a chance to get into this fight.
He just needs to survive these next 2 minutes, to be honest with you, because I feel like Bang Bang is going to get him out of here as soon as possible.
It's difficult to find answers when you have a monster like EK Bang Bang. Uppercut finds the chin of Poirier. 2:50 remaining into this first round, and Josh Ray is just eating these shots.
Yeah, he continues to pop him on the block, not giving his opponent to, get out, and he's doing it in a very intelligent way. It's kind of like the Justin Gaethje performance when he comes out against, Edson Barboza. Instead of just following his opponent and landing bombs, he starts to intelligently cage cut, maybe working with Trevor Whitman. Bang Bang looking fantastic already this evening.
Josh Ray cannot back up. Josh Ray cannot back up. He needs to circle out and move laterally. When he is pushed up against the cage, EK Bang Bang is an assassin. That guy is pinpoint as it comes. And if you are Josh Ray, you need to stay at distance. You got to stay at range. Big shot right there from Ray.
Yeah, he's doing a good job right now utilizing that jab and the straight in order to interrupt Bang Bang on the entry. We saw a couple of knees out him a little bit earlier as well, and that's definitely a recipe for success as this fight goes on. A minute 20 in the first round, and this is Bang Bang's best round, so he's going to start to feel a little bit more confident as the time ticks off. Is Dustin Poirier and Josh Ray.
Ooh, man, that was sweet.
Punch. That was clean.
That was very clean, like Mr. Clean.
Oh!
The beans.
Oh, this is not looking good for Josh Ray.
Nice reversal. Excellent work by Josh Ray. Full stamina, now ground and pound opportunities of his own. The head movement just keeping Bang Bang in it as he goes for the reversal and is able to get it. Beautiful transition.
While walking right there, you can see Poirier getting that Kimura, doesn't have the time to finish it, likely just trying to see the reactions of EK Bang Bang. If there was more time on the clock, this might have been it. You can see Bang Bang has no stamina, but it does not even matter. 4 seconds remain in this first round. EK Bang Bang has to feel good about it.
Yeah, he needed about 45 seconds on that clock to be able to sink that one in, so a little bit lucky for Conor McGregor at the end of the round for that cinch to be in, but biggest moment of Josh Ray's success thus far was that right there. We'll have to see, obviously, how he adjusts going into the second round, because I don't imagine that his cardio is going to last too long in it. Thankfully, the stream came back. It did throw. He's right back at it. No action being missed in this one. Very, very thankfully.
Yeah, good job to Bang Bang for that round, man. That was an explosive round. It's always dangerous though when you try to go for those, that ground and pound finish, man.
Oh, I hear a rock. He's been sat down there. Stream is frozen, but the sound is still going. We can hear the shots being landed on the ground. It looks like it was Dustin, not able to get the finish and reversed.
EK Bang Bang almost out of it. Now reverses the position. Josh Ray, opportunity of a lifetime right there. Unable to finish EK Bang Bang in that moment. Let's see if each guy can take a breather, right? Anytime you get a knockdown, whether it's you knocking them down or them knocking you down, there's that moment after the ground and pound is unsuccessful where you go, okay, time to breathe.
Yes. You need that moment to compose yourself, because if your opponent doesn't give it to you, then you're constantly stuck in that, fight or flight mentality, just acting on impulse. Beautiful work from Josh Ray, sits him down. It's Bang Bang out.
Josh Ray finds the beautiful combination. EK Bang Bang eating all of these shots. Wow.
Man, what the survival.
Oh, their stream has lagged out. The danger is on for Bang Bang right now. I'm hoping that this one comes back very, very shortly. We do not want to miss any action. I can still hear the sounds. There's no impacts happening as of yet. It's a bit unfortunate that their stream is doing this, but there it is. Straight back at it, guys. Straight back at it. Thankfully, no moments lost in the round.
Oh, Neon Belly, EK Bang Bang, this is it! This could be it, that is it! Josh Ray, welcome to the top 5!
My God! Josh Ray living up to all the hype. He's going to be feeling very, very good about that one. After his performance out in the ESFL Network show, he came up and said that, you know, he wanted to really, really start to put shows together and get his name out there. And that's one hell of a way to do so, up against the ever dangerous Bang Bang.
Wow. And you look at who is going to be ahead of Josh Ray. The #1 contender, Deema, and the champion, TD Styles, are the only two who I would imagine are in front. What a performance, and some serious adversity from EK Bang Bang. That first round was lethal, dangerous for Josh Ray to survive it and then come back and do that in round 2. Wow.
That was, man, that was an electric fight between a killer like Bang Bang and someone I got my eyes on for Josh Ray, man. Much respect to that guy for honestly, he actually put out one of the, if not one of the craziest killers on this game, man. So that right there, that gets a lot of people's attention, man.
It really doesn't.
On that.
It really does, brother, and it really shows you know, a key thing that's important for competitive gameplay on UFC 4, which is going to be, you know, a simple word, but composure, Bane. Just having the composure to deal with that adversity, especially in the chaotic style that somebody like Bang Bang brings. Much credit needs to be given to Josh Ray as he moves into that top 5.
Completely. Now moving onwards and upwards to the co-main event of the evening. Reaper versus Cryptic Optics down at 135.
Yeah, these guys picking Henry Cejudo, TJ Dillashaw. We've seen this match a few times this evening. Very, very dangerous picks. Both guys have incredible advantages on their side. Be interesting to see how they approach it. I don't know about you there, Pudgy, but at least if if I'm Henry Cejudo up against a TJ Dillashaw, maybe that takedown is an intelligent game plan to start out this fight, just to mix it up on, you know, on a probably a better striker with that Bang Muay Thai.
Yeah, I would advise that Cryptic would try to you know, take this down to the ground. But with TJ, man, Dillashaw, man, he's just effective everywhere. You know, and it's just going to be a very effective matchup between these guys, man. I hope that, you know, we get more matches like this in the future. It's going to be very easy.
Yeah, the
Reaper in the blue shorts, Cryptic Optics in the white with red trim. Have to think statistically, mentioning the blocking down at 125 for Dillashaw, only 89. Henry the Messenger Cejudo, 96. So in terms of effectiveness hiding behind the forearms, you'd think Cejudo can wear it a bit better than the former Bantamweight champion. Yeah,
you'd think so. You'd think so for sure. We will have to see if that's going to be the case this evening. Both guys mixing it up very, very quickly now to the body, to the head. Interesting stylistic approach to each other, utilizing that jab and the straight to try and plant on their opponents, stopping that forward pressure, but seems to be a diligent and, you know, very, very conserved approach to each other, making sure that they're putting money in the bank often and early.
You can see right there, Reaper making a couple withdrawals from the midsection, ripping it with that right hand.
Oh, nice bloody, you know, that body shot as his opponent was stepping into it, that's massive and starts to attack that stamina very, very heavily. But the takedown defense on point for Dillashaw in the opening 3 minutes or the opening 2 minutes. Got to be feeling very happy he was able to stop that dangerous takedown from Henry Cejudo.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I think Cryptix is doing a good job of, you know, just trying to stay on that outside a little bit, not try to feed too much and engage in as much. He's just kind of, you know, popping and then kind of goes back out there. But Dillashaw is also doing a good job of keeping that relentless pressure up as well, too.
Oh, that one connected right behind the ear on Dillashaw. Head kick lands for Cejudo. 2 minutes remain in this opening round. Slip hook comes over the shoulder for TJ Dillashaw.
Nice combinations for Cryptic Optic on the inside. We see a couple of subtle stutter steps trying to get off that center line for the down the barrel shots, as we see once again looking for big pulls, but Dillashaw gets the elbow. My God, this is a very, very close fight there. Seems like it's going to be down to the narrowest of margins on who's able to walk away with the victory. Lovely pull.
Cryptic Optics just got his bell rung right there. Dillashaw finding the target, but you can see Cejudo doing some great damage to the face of TJ. Blood coming from that nose, pouring onto the chest. 1 minute remains in this opening round. What an electric co-main event it's been so far.
Hell yes, every single fight living up to the hype there, Prodigy, and this one, living true as well. Both guys throwing bombs in the pocket, trying to take the judges out of it as quickly as they can.
Yeah, I think most of these fights has been like that. I think it's just really been, like I said, man, it's just been very electric and insane, man. It's been an honor to call these fights with you guys, man.
Cryptic Optics stuns Reaper, really pouring it on that last minute. I was stunned by the combinations that he was getting, but then he gets rocked. What an end to a phenomenal first round. TJ Dillashaw wearing a bit more damage than Cejudo, but have to think that first round probably goes to him.
Yeah. It's I always find it very difficult to judge when I'm, actually calling the fights, of course. But like you say, the damage, the slip elbow, I would be leaning towards the side of TJ Dillashaw. I do think he landed the more clean and more damaging strikes. But all to play for going into the second round, and both guys showing that they're incredibly dangerous. Thus why they're in this co-main event spot of this Contenders card.
Big misses right there for Reaper. Cryptic Optics now got the half plum going in the clinch, throwing the knees up, Pudge.
He's doing a good job of throwing those knees to the body, man. I think that he needs to wear down the cardio of Dillashaw. Oh, nice slip. Oh, let's go. Oh, he's working that body, bro.
He really is.
Cryptic Optics finding the moments when he needs them. Dillashaw needs to get things going a bit more. Reaper trying to push. You can see total strikes landed almost dead even across the board. 42 to Dillashaw, 40 to Cejudo Cyrez.
Yeah, both guys now trying to chop that leg as well. And it's a really, really good thing you see. You see that both of them are high level, because if somebody kicks your leg, you need to kick it back. You can't allow somebody to start chopping at your leg unanswered. So I like to see that being answered back from both guys, trying to get the advantage in any which way they can, not allowing their opponent to get an edge on them in any respect, fighting for every single millimeter of this cage space.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you could see there the fancy footwork of Dillashaw kind of got him in a bad spot. Left hook of Cejudo finds the mark, and you can see DJ dipping to the midsection and trying to just tickle those ribs a little.
Tickle me ribs. Yes. Oh man, this has just been an amazing card so far, man. This right here, this is nuts.
Every fight has truly delivered. That is the expectation for Primetime MMA. Nothing is boring here. Always full of action. You can see big 1-2 down the pipe for Cejudo as DJ was throwing a leg kick. Bad spot right there, but seems to recover okay. Right hand misses. Oh!
He landed that earlier on in the fight, and that one pinpoint precision pull elbow got his opponent rocked, continuing the pressure.
Henry is still hurt. You can see that he is not all there. A lot of blood coming out of the face of Cejudo. Triple C feeling the thunder and lightning of Dillashaw.
Yeah, this is phenomenal. The pace in which they're setting, the damage in which they're landing, and how they're doing so. All sorts of angles being shown. Honestly, this one is on an absolute razor's edge in terms of which way it could go. Damage being put out in all sorts of variety.
Yeah, Cryptic is doing 1-2, 1-2 with that hook there. I like that.
I believe Cryptic is the number 7 contender on PlayStation. Reaper number 11. Big opportunity for Reaper. Cryptic Optics trying to hold on to that top 10 seeding. Reaper wants to bust in. 30 seconds remain in the second round. TJ Dillashaw really impressing through 10.
Trying to do what he can. Both guys having big moments of success. Big lead overhand for the one and only Dillashaw, trying to get inside that pocket, landing the straight. Honestly, a very, very back and forth match, but both guys now starting to get tired. I imagine that going into this third round, they're not going to want that full 5 minutes, both for their health's sake and their cardio, starting to get a little bit worse for wear in terms of the damage being put out on each other.
Yes, sir.
92 recovery across both sides coming to this third and final round. They will have, I believe, mostly equal gas tanks, but each guy has extended themselves with so much volume. There is not a moment in these rounds that they've stopped and waited. It's all action, all gas, Cyrez.
For sure, brother, for sure. These guys not trying to go the full 15, but for no lack of trying, they make it to the third and final round of this co-main event of the evening, already landing bombs in the pocket. I think they're about to put their foot in the, in that tire, that lead leg in the tire, and start to throw hammers, because that's basically been the way so far. Look at that pull counter, brother. So close.
That patience. Cryptic Optics, man. He knows how to effectively do that, man. That's one thing. Because he's also BSD as well, so he knows how to be patient and hit the body just right, man. Good job on that pool.
Body shot. First down.
Oh my God, I thought that was it, man. I thought that was it.
This is a lot of adversity early in this third round for Reaper. Reaper has done such a good job through 10 minutes. Can Cryptic Optics upset him? Another big head kick lands. Here's Cryptic Optics.
Oh man, this is this can go either way, man.
Reaper definitely has his work cut out for him now. Let's see if he can find a way back in. Big elbow lands for Reaper. The problem is, as mentioned earlier, the blocking is just simply not there for TJ Dillashaw as we approach the final minutes of this fight.
Interesting.
It's down very, very low.
Yeah, but definitely compromised. I think both guys a little bit worse for wear in terms of the health stats right now. Dillashaw on the worst end of it, and another combination lands. Ragdolls to the ground, and now Cejudo, Triple C, landing the finishing blows.
Cryptic Optics remains in the top 10, moves to 7-4. Wow, what a comeback performance that was.
Gang. Jeez, hey. My man Cryptic got BSD on the board, hey.
Said it before, said it again. If you didn't know these guys before, you do now. Cryptic Optics putting on an absolute war with Reaper this evening. What a fight to call.
And you can see that hook was money all night for Henry Cejudo, landing, because that was the counter to the slip hooks that TJ was trying, was that little check left. And you can see it just snuck right into the guard, and look, the snake got bit tonight.
That he did, brother, that he did. Now, Bane, this does take us on to the main event of the evening, brother. We are about to see two of the Elite Kings step into the cage for their #1 contender matchup, or to fight the champion out next week in another one of their campmates. Funny enough, they're starting to do a bit of a work towards the top, of course. Going to be having Jakey up against Slick. Lots and lots of high stakes in this one. Winner going to be taking on Trixie, the very, very dominant champion on the Xbox side of things. So these guys going to have to be on their game, on their A side tonight if they want to impress, get that victory, and make sure that they're in the talks for that title next week. As we said at the beginning of the card, or the top of the card there, Bane, we are seeing the debut of the one and only Michael Venom Page, which I have to say I am very, very eagerly anticipating that start, especially against Kamaru Usman.
It truly is striker versus grappler again. Slick 4-0, the #2 contender. Jakey, the #4 contender, 6-2 overall, but currently riding a 3-fight winning streak. Top 5 action. Stakes are massive. And again, MVP coming from Bellator. What can we expect from this, Pudge?
Man, this is going to be quite the matchup, man. If Michael Venom Page ever actually were to, leave the Bellator and come to the UFC side of things, man, I think he would shake up some mean competition there, man. This is going to be crazy because if you think about it, you have two, team members that have to go against each other, right? And then you're also having their other teammate, which is champion, Mr. Trixie. It has to be personal feelings. You got to put them just to the side, man. When it gets down to the nitty gritty, there's no friends in the octagon, man. You got to put somebody out. And I think this is going to be one of the crazy matchups that we'll see in a very long time.
Welcome to Primetime MMA, Michael Venom Page.
Love to see him make his debut. Started out the fight by tapping his ass and taunting his opponent, saying, "Come at me." May not be the smartest of ideas up against a dangerous Jakey, though. That man doesn't take kindly to taunts and will look to get as much damage off as he can as a result. If you thought that he was a killer before, don't make this man angry. The Hulk may come out.
It's so interesting to see EK Slick taking this kind of a risk. A calf against the 5-star champion? That is an insane maneuver as an undefeated number 2 contender. Let's see if that pays off.
Well, he got him on the ground.
Great work. Yeah, this is where Jakey B does his best work. And with that being said, I mean, we've seen a lot more standout performances on the feet from Slick as of recent, but I have to say, for Jakey, this is his bread and butter. He doesn't deviate from the game plan, and that you can see why there being the ground and pound raining down early in this 5-round title fight. Not a great start for Slick.
There is a reason why he is called the Nigerian Nightmare. Fighting him loses sleep the next day. EK Slick in a bad spot here. Transition denied. EK Jakey in control midway through the first.
This isn't looking good for Mr. MVP on the ground here. It's not looking good at all, man. But he's doing very good. He's doing a good job of, making sure that he denies those transitions, man. Because, with Kamaru Usman on the ground, man, and him being on top of you, man, that's a scary sight, man.
The thing is, the Slick Colt is actually one of the best grapplers in the game and has been for quite some time, but the problem is that when you pick a calf, you're going to have certain disadvantages on the ground, and then with a dangerous opponent like Jakey on top of you, with, the ability to control Kamaru Usman through the sticks, it's a terrifying thought when you found yourself on the floor this early in the first round. Yeah,
for sure, man. I actually had the pleasure of facing both of these guys in different times of, an OWC. And I typically go against Slick more often than I do Jakey, but with Slick, man, he, like you're right, man. He is more of the grappler sense, and when you kind of use a calf, man, you could be at a disadvantage of some sort. But I think he knows what he's doing. That the face! Oh my God, Bane, what do you think?
EK Slick is in survival mode here a little bit. Dangerous first round, a lot of control time for Kamaru Usman. The good news is, right, each round starts on the feet, so MVP does have the chance to always get back into it, but it's a concerning first 5 minutes for the number 2 contender.
Yes, sir.
Nice work. I mean, look, he was trying to get some leg kicks working at the end of that first round and stuff like that. Did he actually land more significant strikes? Is that what I just saw?
Why? MVP has the edge in strikes, 23-20 overall. Interesting. That is the case.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of top control, though, so I'd still give it to Jakey because, I mean, he just had a lot of top control, but this is a good start from Slick, now trying to work that range, trying to stop him getting in. If he can get Jakey to back up behind those black lines, then he may have some advantages forcing that shot, but going to be difficult against a gnarly veteran like Jakey.
EK Slick landing inside the pocket. That 1-2 is looking good for him. Again, trying to remain undefeated in primetime MMA. EK Jakey wants to take that away from his teammate.
Trying to, I mean, the good thing is for these guys, I'm sure they're coming into it saying, look, whichever way it goes, we're challenging for the belt next, but looks like Slick is trying to get in his teammate's head, continuing to taunt, given any opportunity, and I don't know if that's the smartest game plan against Jakey. Like I said, you don't want to make this man angry. He turns into a different beast.
High-level pocket fighting right there. You can see each guy wanted that pullback elbow just inches away from landing on MVP's face. So defensively aware is every EK member. I truly love watching them fight. They are just so high-level, high-caliber.
Yeah, for sure, man. EK has to be at least one of the one of the best camps out there, besides my camp, of course, too. But I definitely give my my props and respect to that camp as well too, man. It's a lot of killers, man.
Really
it's just something that you just gotta understand, man. Like these boys, they train with each other quite a bit, so they understand each other. Like I said, man, it's personal feelings. You gotta put that shit to the side when you're under the bright lights.
Yeah, we saw it in Tough quite recently, right? Two guys coming from the same camp having to face off against each other, one of them having to take away the other's dreams. It's not like this is their only opportunity, but the winner of this getting the champion shot next, and it looks like Slick was landing the cleaner of the shots, but now finds himself pressed up against the cage once again there, Bane.
Not where you want to be against Kamaru Usman. So much power. EK Slick folded momentarily. This could be it.
Big shots landing.
Wow.
Man, I thought this was almost over, boys.
EK Slick somehow surviving here. Michael Venom Page in the deep waters against the champion. 60 seconds remain in this second round.
Nice sprawl out. Gets the backside. Now probably going to go for the get up. He does. The one thing is, though, he's not going to stop. Once again, the slam goes for Jakey, taking him straight back down to the mat, making him work as hard as he can to get back to his feet. Able to stop that takedown there. Pudgy, great work from that man.
Yeah, man, good job. Good job with that defense, man. Because this could have been over. That was a very, very close survival that I would give EK Slick there, man. He did a really good job of making sure that he stays in this fight, man, because we still got another 3 rounds to go. So it always gets very, very time crunching when you get down to those championship rounds, and I actually hope that we get there. But if we don't, we might see a new winner in round 3.
Yeah, we see
Two things to mention, of course. That was a much better second round for EK Slick. First round, a lot of control time for Jakey. Second round, very contested. And look at that left leg of Kamaru Usman. So much damage accumulated on that lead leg.
It really is. And the leg health, really chops away very, very, deceivingly. You don't really notice it until it's too late. And as we see Usman's leg now continuously in that blinking range as he continues to go back to it, rinse and repeat, chopping that left leg apart.
This is what EK Slick needs to do. He needs to make it dirty, make it a dog fight, but be technical in the pocket and at range. I think attacking that leg is the best path to victory. Hard to shoot a double Pudge if you can't stand.
Yeah, I think that even though with Kamaru Usman's leg looking kind of suspect right now, with that high switch stance that he has and those 5-star jabs and straights, man, he can still be effective even with the damaged leg here. I just think that's one of the strongest attributes about with certain fighters, man. Like, even though that they're very critically hurt, they could still give you a problem to deal with.
Look at this. So much pressure from EK Jakey, really pouring it on. But huge head kick partially lands. EK Slick against the ropes, but definitely not out of it. Jakey coming forward and just really suffocating the fancy striking of Michael Venom Page.
Nice work. Once again, trying to fire in the pocket. Like you say, trying to swarm him, trying to make the cage feel very, very small. He's already switched stance to protect that left leg. Lovely pull, elbow, sits him down, his head health is almost gone, this might be it. It is!
That is it! EK Jakey takes the victory, no longer undefeated as EK Slick. Jakey now on a 4-fight win streak, knocking on the door of EK Trixie.
Yes, sir. Now, mate, this sets up a very, very interesting storyline for the championship bout next weekend. We're going to be having EK Jakey after this performance stepping up against his campmate EK Trixie. Trixie is currently on a 19-fight win streak and has been looking for that 20-fight win streak all the way back over the last 4 years since our early IFL days. He's so close to being able to accomplish that. But now he has one of his most dangerous threats to date in his own campmate, somebody incredibly familiar with his style, with an opposite stylistic matchup to match up against him there. I honestly cannot wait for next Saturday, brother. But with all of that being said, the last thing that we're going to let you know is that we're going to be back now on Wednesday with our Fight Club card. Make sure to show up for that. We're going to be having some very, very dangerous men stepping into the cage. We're going to see the man, the myth, the legend, the commentary man, BSD Pudgy, stepping out of the comms booth, putting his, putting everything on the line up against Great Miss. This is a second or third match that you've had there, Pudgy, if you can remind me. I think it's your second.
This would be our official second. This would be our second fight. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's good, honestly. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I can't say it so much only, but besides with greatness, man, he's one of the one of the greatest fighters I've come across, man, and that kid has style, man. I love watching that man fight, and it's always there's always a good opportunity. It's always a good time. That's all I can really just say about my opponent here. But greatness, much love to you, brother. I'm looking forward to this fight. Either way, win or lose, we'll get it back in. So, hey, man, that's all I can say.
For sure, my man, for sure. Now, make sure to follow us on Twitter, primetime_MMA. We will be posting up all of the upcoming events, the graphics to go with them, the posters that we tried to make look as silky smooth as possible. Got an interesting one for BSD Pudgy Great Miss that we'll be posting a little bit later on tonight, giving you all of the details and the rundown of the card. Until then, it has been an absolute pleasure calling these fight reviews, my guys. We're going to push forward some love within the community and hit a raid, but is there anything you want to say before we close an end to this one?
I would say for me first. Oh, sorry, I was going to say it was great, commentating with the legendary Beney man himself. Great to have you back in the booth there, brother. I know you've been busy and all that good stuff, man, but I'm glad that I'm here with you, man. So for sure, you too, Stock, of course, man. Much love to you guys.
Thank you very much, brother.
Absolute bomb squad in the comms booth. Pudge Cyrez, always an honor, and truly only thing to say, keep an eye out for Primetime MMA.
Until next one, much love, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Peace.